DJ Genesis, Detroit. Truth in the algorithm. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, live stream junkie with the mic turned on, breaking down the matrix while the lights stay on. Politics, religion, yeah, we question every claim, while the media playing narratives and shifting every frame. Ancestors speaking through the wisdom of Ifa, cosmic knowledge shining like a distant star. From Detroit to the world on a digital stage, dropping truth bombs every time I hit the page.
Welcome to the channel where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed.
Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Welcome to the channel.
Where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Debates on fire, got the comments going crazy. Asking questions that the system can't face me. From ancient civilizations to the modern day lies, connecting dots that they hide from the public eye.
Knowledge of self, yeah, the ancestors guide. When the full moon rising for the spiritual tide.
It's the place where the truth gets exposed.
Every live stream, another chapter unfolds.
To the channel. Welcome to the channel where the
truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rockin' with the voice.
DJ Genesis, Detroit. Truth seekers unite, 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 unite.
Stay away, stay away, stay away. Stay questioning.
I said I wasn't going to do it, but I just cannot ignore this. So Trump has decided that he wants to threaten an entire civilization. And you know what, I said I was going to hold off on my political commentary to go into things a little more spiritual. And I've been trying that. I've been trying it, but I just could not ignore this one. You know, what in the heck is going on? See, we've already talked about Trump's medical situation, this entire time. Every time that I've discussed that, they say that I have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. And there is no denying that right now what is going on in the political realm is you cannot be wanting to hide your Epstein file so hard that you're willing to kill an entire civilization, people, innocent people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You want to nuke Iran? Let's get into it.
A remarkable, if not shocking, threat today from President Trump to Iran, population 93 million. He said, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran." Obviously, this is a threat to wipe out a civilization. Iran is 93 million people. And while no one really expects that President Trump is going to kill 93 million people, the threat itself is remarkably shocking and would constitute the most heinous of war crimes if enacted. This is a piece of President Trump's latest threats. He told the Iranian regime, "Open the straits, you crazy bastards." He's threatened to bomb Iran back to the Stone Ages. He has threatened to bomb bridges and civilian infrastructure. And this threat today to wipe out an entire civilization is, we've never seen anything like it. We've never seen behavior like this from an American president ever. It is shocking, and obviously if he were to carry out such a threat, it would be grotesque and heinous in a way that is not even imaginable.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Hotspot Casino. How are you doing? What are your thoughts on this? Do you really think that he is really fixing to do this, or what is going on?
I mean, if you're familiar with people like Whitney Webb, they expose the Trump administration and J.D. Vance in particular. I mean, this is part of their agenda. So I look at it, he could be serious, or he could be to the point where he follows what other people want, which is to have JD Vance in office. JD
But
Vance
why
is
you got to
running
do
for
all this to get
leadership.
JD Vance in? Because I know who's going to vote for him after this. Like, what is going on? No one's going to vote. This guy is threatening to practically. There's no other way to be able to do this unless you bring out the nukes. You know.
I mean, this is what these
Come on, like, what are we
this is what
doing here?
these people do. Iran threatened to stop Amazon. I think they bombed one of Amazon's facilities. They're talking about Bill Gates, Elon Musk. So they're trying
Yeah,
to
they have
really
a whole lot of
target.
videos right now. You know what? Your mic is really low. Can you come a little bit closer to the mic?
Does it sound low?
Yeah, it does. Or maybe my computer's low. I don't know. But yeah, they got like all kind of videos. I'm not sure if it's Iran putting these videos out, like, to the black people or whatever. Like, black people, look at what they've done to you and everything like this, and kind of antagonizing on that level. I'm not sure if that's really Iran doing that or just people from Iran that know about the situation of us here. But it's crazy, right? So, but now you
It is
have,
crazy.
yeah, like these Lego videos. Have you seen those Lego videos?
No, I haven't. What happened?
It's
I'm
these videos
curious.
made with Lego that Iran put out. They're like Lego characters, and it's like showing, like, I don't know if these are real. Hold on. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if they're really coming from Iran or what. I don't know
Right,
what.
right.
I don't know what this is. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. So can y'all see it? Hold on. Let me play this real quick. So this is, I guess, one of the videos right here. I'm not gonna play it. Well,
Can we just take a moment to talk about?
All right, so that's not the whole video, but like they're like these Lego kind of videos, that they're using with AI. So let's go.
About the level of online trolling between Iran and the US right now. Iran in particular has really upped the ante recently with these kind of extravagant AI generated Lego themed videos. The latest one shows President Trump crying at his desk as US troops in the region come under heavy fire. And the memes have been relentless after Trump told reporters that the Strait of Hormuz would be controlled by him and the Ayatollah. The Iranian embassy in South Africa posted this. Now, all of this, of course, is in response to these videos put out by the Pentagon that use video games and clips from Hollywood movies to celebrate the US's bombardment of Iran. Now, propaganda is not new in war, but if you're watching this play out online on social media, it feels more like a game than a real conflict that has left more than 2,000 civilians dead, including hundreds of children, and upended global energy markets. Can we just take a moment to talk about the level of online trolling between Iran and the US right now? Iran in particular has really upped the ante recently with these kind of extravagant AI generated.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's happening now. They have like these kind of like videos where they're like putting up this, hey, how's it going, Army vet? They're putting these videos up, and it's like they're playing with human lives like it's a joke. Like, it's like they have no connection to humanity. What is happening here?
Well, I mean, it has to be mentioned that it's an agenda. They feel I've heard in their stuff, especially with emails, that they feel that there's too many people on the planet, so they're going to create as much chaos as possible in order to decrease those numbers. And we all know that getting rid of people on the earth is part of that. War is part of that, whether people like it or not. So that's their agenda ultimately, and we just have to know how to maneuver within whatever they got going on for us.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. But let's really get into the mental health of Donald Trump, because it's like, what is really happening here? Is this about covering up? Because, like, is he even writing these crazy tweets? Like, listen to.
The president said he doesn't know that people are calling for his mental health to be examined because the people closest to him keep information from him as a memory care patient strategy. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia, like that motherfucker.
Yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards.
True.
What is your response to critics who say that...
I don't care about critics.
What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war continues?
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything, for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're going to have more people.
First of all, he cares deeply about what critics say. He's been manually marking up news articles for 40 years. He will call media outlets since the 80s and correct them on what they got wrong in an article that was positive towards him, because he is a malignant narcissist. Now, he says he hasn't heard any of that kind of talk, but that's because the people closest to him curate the information that actually gets to him, in the same way that all of his information about the war in Iran comes from a 2 to 3 minute montage video, Call of Duty style, 360 no-scope stuff. He doesn't actually know about casualties. He doesn't actually know the full story about the 2 pilots that were just rescued, thank God. This is a memory care patient strategy. You choose when you give these kinds of people confrontational or difficult truths, because it might set off their agitation, and then they will become impossible to deal with. I believe we're within a 16-day window where he will either leave the land of the living, or they'll be forced to impeach, invoke the 25th, or Article 2, Section 4. This absolute fucktwat. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
What do you think about the fact that right now they're talking about possible impeachment, things like this? You know, do you think that there's a possibility they're going to impeach him and then JD Vance becomes president, or what do you think?
God, it's rough. It's rough because if they do impeach him, then that means that JD Vance, who works for Peter Thiel, will take over, and that means extra, surveillance. So, it's I don't know. I don't know if
it's pretty frightening. Like, I mean, do people want JD Vance to be the president? Are they even paying attention? Because you have all these MAGA people that are still delusional and thinking that all this stuff is okay. It's like, this is not okay.
A lot of people don't know who JD Vance is, and Whitney Webb broke him down so good. And I wish people just knew who she was as well, because she does her research. And if I don't like either one of them, I don't, because they're working for their boys, and it's sad what's happening, and I don't know what to say. What about you? What's your mindset?
Well, I think it's interesting because, Iran right now is releasing Epstein files, as you can see right here. They're releasing them now.
Ooh.
They're releasing, yeah, look. So somehow they got hold to the Epstein file. Now they're releasing them. They're releasing the ones that we couldn't see, I
love it.
So, so I think that's probably, you think that this is what's triggering this whole, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Stop doing it or whatever.
It might be part of that, because they're going to say, they're going to come up with this, oh, well, it's a cybersecurity situation. It may be, something that they stew up as well in America's, side. We already know America is very much, the CIA is very much able to say, oh, well, this was this people and all that. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious. FBI too, yeah. FBI involved in that, CIA, So yeah, we're gonna see how it all rolls out, because it could be a big event like 9/11 that they say, oh, well, now we gotta declare this and that. So yeah.
Man, this is getting crazier and crazier by the minute. Let's hear this video right here where I was like, what is going on? But let's hear it.
Woke up, guys, and I'm scrolling Twitter, and the first thing I see, Trump said the following: A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless.
Why? Here's a question. Why is Trump so like hell bent on attacking Iran? Like, I mean, I don't think that they ever done anything to us? Like, maybe I'm missing something.
No, they haven't. But they're attacking a lot of the these people who are rich. They're attacking their money, their system. So, he wants the petrodollar to continue, obviously, but that's not working. They pretty much kidnapped Maduro for the petrodollar. The oil and gas. So that's what America's trying to do. They're trying to, and as you see, I'm kind of all over the place, but as you see, they're building a bunch of data centers that requires energy for that too. You know what I mean? So it's
what? But the energy is not even like the oil; it's in the water. So like, what's the big deal about trying to attack Iran?
I have no clue.
And you know what's even crazier? Have you noticed that the oil prices have gone up here? I mean, the gas prices have gone up here, but the gas seems less like formidable. I drive an SUV, and I swear, $20 used to carry me far. But you're charging more money for the gas, right? And then the gas is like not even lasting. I think it's made of water.
Well, they're still gonna use coal and stuff like that. You know what I mean, for energy.
They hacked USA water test treatment plants in the U.S. When did they do that? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Amarillo, Texas. They have something that they're starting over in Fort Worth without our permission. And I live in the Dallas area, so
me too.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. So they had a meeting on it, but they didn't let people know that, hey, it's us who are going to be doing it. Yeah.
So what they're doing, so Americans are doing it, and then they're saying Iran did it.
What are you talking about?
They have control. So is it America doing this to the water treatment plants, or is it Iran?
It's America. These are your private companies, private entities doing this. Yeah, it's not Iran. I don't know what. Did somebody say it was wrong? Because that's crazy.
No, someone said that Iran hacked USA water treatment plants in the U.S. Look at this. That's what Army Vet 420 said.
Nah, it's America doing that. They probably have like some information.
Someone they say the reason is Stargates, but
Stargate is a reason too. Yeah, it's Stargate, and it's future AI things. So yeah, it's definitely tied into Stargate too.
Yeah, he said it was Iran that did it. The FBI and military intelligence are currently tracking malicious cyber activity that uses commercial ISP infrastructure to mass signals. Wow. So it's looking like it's American companies, but it's Iran doing it. Wow.
I don't trust America with that. I don't know. America says stuff, so I don't trust America. I'm just going to keep an open mind with that.
Well, the biggest thing is I'm trying to figure out who is tweeting.
I'm hoping and praying that President Trump this really is bluster. I do not want to see us start blowing up civilian infrastructure. I do not want to see that. We are not at war with the Iranian people. We are trying to liberate them.
Ron, he has dementia, buddy. He's not in the reality that the rest of us occupy. He has behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia, his frontal lobe, where we all reality test the situations in front of us. It's shrinking inside of his skull. He doesn't know the truth about the war in Iran. He'll never know. And if he forgets it, he'll make up a lie to fill in the holes. Lies that he 100% believes. Like, we completely destroyed their air defense apparatus. Then they shot down several planes of ours. You are at war with Iran. You are. You must stop him. Or they will play that clip before they throw you in The Hague for war crimes, Ron. We're within a 16-day window where the momentum will shift
and they will be forced to impeach 25th Amendment or Article 2, Section 4, the whole fucking thing. I'm pulling for Article 2, Section 4, to be honest. Holy shit. You hope and pray, Ron? What a fucking coward. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Man, this is crazy. So it's not even him. I don't think he's right. I don't think he's typing up tweets and stuff. This is his team typing this stuff up. So why are they? So it's like, is it him that's declaring war, or is it the whole team that he has behind him that feels this is the way to go? And if that's the way to go, why? You know, what is the end game here? You know, is it? I mean, you want to destroy an entire civilization for what? You know,
End game is just total power, complete control and power that the oligarchs want. That's the end game of it. That's what they want. And
honey, I'm waiting on the aliens to come, because you know normally when they start threatening stuff like this, aliens start popping up.
oh yeah, the little myth that aliens exist.
They said they saw a UFO alien ship in California, like I think yesterday.
No, it's not true. The aliens is a distraction because like I told you before, their agenda is to get over 5,000 satellites in the Earth's atmosphere, or should I say over the Earth's atmosphere around it. So what's going to happen? You're going to have holographic imaging, and the thing that what that's called is Blue Beam Project. Once they start that stuff, it's going to start seeming like there's stuff in the sky that isn't there, and they're going to create all these false beliefs and things like that. That's what that's about. They tell you this in their movies too. I mean, it's predictive programming. One of the biggest movies that they ever had was like with a movie with Al Pacino that they had where he created a holographic imaging lady who was a celebrity, and everybody believed it was real, but nobody could ever meet it. That's Blue Beam Project. So that's what they're going to create with this so-called alien technology stuff. It's fake. It's not real.
Right, but I mean, if we believe in Blue Beam, you think aliens will be fake? I don't know. Like, it might not be from outer space. I believe there probably are some underwater stuff going on. I think it's in the water, whatever this advanced technology is. I think they got you looking up when it's really in another place. You know, anytime you got dolphins doing kind of all this like intelligence and working for the Navy and all this other crazy stuff, it's like, okay, what's really, you know, there's things going on that we don't even understand.
These people study these animals and stuff like that for decades. I'm talking about they use all type of frequencies, everything like that. They study this stuff. These folks ain't no dummies, you know what I mean? So they've been doing this for decades. So that's why they're able to kind of control even dolphins or something like that, or even have communications with them. Like for instance, there's this one lady on a video. She was saying how to tell a cat to come here. She was saying my at. So they study this stuff. It's not just like this comes out of nowhere.
So, Army vet says that an Iran-linked group called Handala claimed responsibility for a severe cyber attack that wiped over 200,000 devices, laptops, phones, and servers at Stryker Corps. It says the military-linked Stryker provides critical medical infrastructure, including surgical equipment and joint replacement systems used by the U.S. military hospitals that treat wounded soldiers.
I guarantee you either Israel's involved in that or CIA. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet on that? Because you want me to tell you what? It's been found that Netanyahu funded Hamas.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. If anybody wants to come up and comment on this situation, there's a StreamYard link. It's in the chat.
All you got to do is follow the money. There's somebody who's willing to say, oh, it was us and we're doing this when really it's an entity behind it funding it.
It says the Handala team claimed to have breached the Lockheed Martin in one of the largest defense hacks in history, F-15 that went down. So wasn't like 750 military people, didn't they get like killed or whatever in this whole situation? And they're kind of trying to hide that fact. Like 720 different military people have passed on in this situation, this whole conflict.
Here's my thing. Why? Iran's playing nice. America's not. So my thing is, why is Iran sending out the bat signal of what they're going to do before they do it? That's kind of stupid to me if it comes to war.
There's something. Yeah, I don't understand what this is about. It's really strange. So now they're talking about impeachment. Let's hear what they're talking about as far as impeachment. Let's go.
As I discussed in my previous video, Trump this morning said, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have a complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight, one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. So, needless to say, this has set off a firestorm, and everybody's sort of crashing out and realizing that they're witnessing.
Bro, how in the heck can you say all that and then say God bless them at the end of the thing? God bless them after you threaten their lives? Like, what are you talking about? Like, does Trump even believe in God?
No, you don't. Come on.
Like, so he's just basically making an empty prayer that he doesn't even believe in. I don't believe that any of these people at the top have any belief in any God. If they do, it's like their own whatever kind of weird, whatever thing they're into. But this whole thing is just, I mean, wow. Let's go.
In history, you have a sitting president who clearly is in cognitive decline saying, quote, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. To say that we've crossed the Rubicon is an understatement. I think we're at the point now where it's not even just leftists who accurately look at this situation, like us and Israel are morally akin to a new Nazi regime. I think it's gotten to the point where even normies now look at us and say, oh, yeah, like I can see how perhaps we are the new Nazis. Perhaps we are the terrorists and the bad guys. This is how dire this situation is.
I mean, why would we want to destroy the entire civilization? Like, if this whole thing has just gotten so corrupt and so bad at the same time, it's just like, what is really happening here? Welcome to the panel, Army Vet. What do you have to say about this situation? Army Vet, you there?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time connecting. I'm connected now. I'm connected.
Yeah.
Big fan, DJ. Big fan, DJ. Love your outlook. What's up, big dog?
Hey, what's up? I said, I was trying to lay low because of I've been getting so much, people have been attacking me. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm trying to keep things moving, with my channel, but it seems like it's hard to not cover this stuff. What is happening here?
Okay. One thing, Trump has initiated an internet wipe from Fort Huachuca and NSA. So if you're talking about the Iran war, you might get shadow banned. If you talk about these hacking groups, you might get shadow banned. So they are holding a lot of information from United States citizens. Then you add in the fact and people are not paying attention. Do y'all understand he fired every general that disagreed with him? 15, 16 generals. Then he ended up firing the CIA lady. Do you know that's all overseas affairs? So nobody can ever testify against him?
No, I've been kind of trying to not watch it because I just know that, but I can't avoid it now. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? And I'm like, are we gonna be just sitting there watching the football game tonight to see if he does this? Is he really fixing to do this? Are we getting everybody? You think everybody says?
He doing it. It's already in motion right now. It's happening.
Why would he announce it? And then why would he announce that he's about to do something? That's crazy.
Well, it's two things. Do you know cyber and tech a little bit, a tad bit about what?
I'm a software engineer. Yeah.
Okay. Imagine if that hacking group took over our infrastructure, especially our water treatment plants. The only way you can disengage a hacking group is what, DJ? You have to go there and disengage their internet. That's what they're doing over there. The Abraham Lincoln is a classified kind of you know what I'm saying, hacker group, but they're trying to disengage that cyber group over there in Iran. The same one that hacked Stryker, Lockheed Martin, FBI, they have control over our water treatment plants. Imagine if they do this. That's why Trump is saying, I'm going to fuck your infrastructure up because you're going to mess up. You see what I'm saying? So this is underneath.
They're having like a tit for tat of like.
Yeah. There you go. It's trolling and hackers.
But this is what the oligarchs want in the first place. Why? I mean, why are they mad that somebody else is going to do the job for them, the bidding for them? That's kind of weird to me. Didn't y'all want this in the first place? But no, since it wasn't on your time, now you're in a scurry.
Right, because they've been saying they want to, like, you know, reduce the population, and it's too many people, and we need to do this, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, what's the difference between that and something else? You know, what's the difference?
Yeah, I think Trump overplayed himself. I think he didn't understand AI and how North Korea, the Middle East, Russia, China, everybody got the same AI. Everybody got the same hackers. And you know, I hate to say it, United States issue is we are too Wi-Fi and 5G. You know what I'm saying? You can hack us.
You know what? Isn't China on our end side and Russia on our end side? So you have all this.
I don't trust China. I don't trust them as far as
I mean, if you look at it, DJ, if you do a Google search, right quick. Wait, no, let me stop saying Google. Any search engine you have, if you search, is United States in a cyber war against North Korea, Russia, China, and Iran, it should tell you what's going on. But they're wiping all of this out. Iran is top 3 in the world in hacking. And most people don't even know that. They're right behind Russia and China. That's how dangerous they are. They are dangerous.
America was outsourcing jobs. You know what I mean? What do they expect?
Well, it was also a racial play with all that DEI talk. Now all them guys gone. They're gone. We are lacking in intel. Big time.
Yeah, and so I just looked it up, and it pretty much says yes. So this is the answer to the question.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, is the United States in a cyber war? And it's like, yes, we are.
And Americans don't even know this.
Currently engaged in a low-level but it says a persistent low-level cyber war with China, Russia, and Iran, featuring frequent digital espionage attempts to compromise critical infrastructure. U.S. officials report these nations use hacking for disruption, espionage, and influence operations with Iran, recently escalating threats against the infrastructure amid ongoing geopolitical tension.
Now, why the media ain't telling us this? Why you gotta search this, DJ? This makes no. This will get me in trouble.
Right? Like, why? Yeah, no one's really talking about the fact that we're in a cyber war at the same time, because everybody's only talking about the actual bomb war. You know, the thing that you can see. They're not talking about the thing that we can't see and how that's going to affect people.
And once
and meanwhile, we're using all this ChatGPT. Why do you think? I think the Pentagon has taken control of ChatGPT. Everybody went over to Grok and Claude.
I don't even use ChatGPT. I stay away.
They said the Pentagon took it over.
Yeah, I stay away from that stuff.
Pentagon took over YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When did they do that?
Anytime an active war, search did Trump just passed some new cyber laws, like in March, and this is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
He has the right to deem what we're talking right now as a terroristic threat, and we all go to jail and lose our channel. Like this new cyber law, it just started in March, and it's crazy. And people just don't know about it because YouTube is scrubbing it.
Yes, your boys Larry Ellison and Peter Thiel. Gotta love it.
You see what I'm saying? They can deem anything against the government a threat. and wipe you.
What a crime.
You reading?
So it's saying that based on available information. Okay, but hold on. So of course, based on available information as of April 2026, there's no new specific law passed by YouTube itself that prohibits talking about the government. However, the landscape.
Did Trump just pass a cyber law? Trump just passed it in March in 2020. This year, like a month ago, he just passed it. It's like Patriot Act Part 2, y'all. It's like on cocaine. It's crazy.
Didn't they just renew that Patriot Act?
But this is talking about against American citizens, right?
Yes, the cyber law. But inside the cyber law, it gives YouTube and everybody powers to monitor Americans, and if you say anything against, it goes right to the Department of Defense and DOJ. It's crazy.
Well, listen, I just want to make it plain to the government that we're just covering the news.
Yes,
we're just talking about what's going on. We have nothing to give. We have no ball, no ball in this fight. No. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're just discussing what the hell is going on. Because what the hell is going on? You know what is going on?
Can't make this up. That's for sure.
Can't make it up. I can't believe that. So the government can post on Twitter that they're gonna kill an entire civilization, but we can't talk about it. Is that what the new law is?
if they deem it a security threat, yep.
Wow. So check this out.
So you don't know why this crusty orange ball sack has gone full Death Star and threatened to end an entire civilization tonight. But you don't want to look like a thicky dum-dum in front of all your mates. Here's a quick rundown before the world ends, I guess. Now, in case you're wondering if Trumpty Dumpty has officially lost his mind, do not fear. Here he is very sanely addressing a group of children about the situation in Iran next to the Easter Bunny.
I don't think it gets much more hostile than Iran. They're capable fighters. They're very tough people. And there are others like that. You don't mind when the enemy is weak, but that enemy is strong.
Safe to say that Trump is as in control of his own faculties as Pete Hegseth is of his own arsehole. Now, Trump's latest threats against Iran came after his other even-handed and diplomatic comments yesterday, in which he told the Iranians to open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Little does Trump know that we've all been living in hell since the 16th of June 2015, when he first said he'd like to run for president. Now, of course, the strait that Trump says he'd like the Iranians to fucking open is the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway that transports a fifth of the world's oil and gas, and the waterway that Trump definitely didn't know existed until about a month ago. Anyway, the Iranians have been blocking the Strait of Hormuz since the war began, causing the world's worst oil crisis, with a barrel of oil reaching $110 today. And as you can imagine, being called a bunch of crazy bastards didn't convince the Iranians to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, so now Donald is threatening to destroy Iran's civilian infrastructure, which would cause untold suffering for the innocent Iranian population caught between a rock and Donald Trump and Israel's bucket of batshit, and constitute a war crime. But, says Donald Trump, these are war crimes that innocent Iranians welcome. Again, this man is definitely in charge of his own faculties. The US has also been bombing Iran's Karg Island, which is a coral outcrop 5 miles long that processes 90% of Iran's oil. But the thing is, in order to take control of the island, the US would have to put boots on the ground. 2,000 boots apparently, which wouldn't even guarantee the US could keep hold of the island because they'd have no air defences. It's almost like the people who planned this war can't even say the phrase military capabilities.
And you hit military capabilities on Karg Island, which is the only thing we hit.
So now Donald basically isn't able to do anything apart from threaten to kill innocent Iranians because he has no fucking clue how the world works and he's run out of options. And he's been strung along by the genocidal maniac that is Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, and by the way, even if the Strait of Hormuz opens tomorrow, the world economy is still fucked because there are over 2,000 ships still stuck there. Have we thought about giving this prick a go? Because I seriously don't think he'd do any worse.
This is thoughts. Man, listen, look at the gas. So these people, they're not even hitting the gas button.
I'm about to go get my money back.
Look at this. Look. Listen.
I'm about to go get my money back. Look. Bro, look at the pump, bro. I'm not pumping. Hey, look. I'm not pumping. Look, I'm not pumping. Yeah. Hey, great. Look at that shit. I'm about to go get my money back. Look. Bro, look at the pump, bro. I'm not pumping. Hey, look. I'm not pumping. Look, I'm not pumping.
Oh yeah.
So while all this is happening, gas prices are going up. And then when you put the gas in the car, they're not even giving you gas. So y'all got to check, make sure there's actually gas coming out the pump when you're pumping the gas, because this guy is just sitting up with the gas thing up and it's just going up in price. No gas.
I go in the store and pay. And I take it off there and then I put it in. This one guy, he recorded automatic all the mileage points leaving his vehicle, and he was only driving like a mile. And he was like, wow, they put this much water in the gas.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I filled my tank. Normally $20, I can like go to Arlington and back. Honey, if I put $20 in, I could barely make it to Arlington and gotta put more money in to come back. So there's something going on with the gas. They're charging more, but they're putting less gas. So we're getting effed on two ends.
We're gonna have to get an e-bike.
Well, shoot, not in Texas, Dallas. I'm not riding down no dang on street in Mesquite or Garland in no damn e-bike. They ain't got even low lanes for that. If you in Dallas, maybe in deep element certain areas, they have that, but not, Dallas is mostly highways. Everything's all about getting on the highway and taking that exit and getting right to where you got to go. You ain't going to get on no highway with no damn e-bike.
I guess I'm lucky because I live near Joe Pool Lake. Actually, I do live in Joe Pool Lake, but I drive, to Arlington for my job, so I don't have to go too far. So yeah,
all that traffic all of a sudden that's on that highway.
There's a lot of traffic. Oh yeah, a lot of traffic, especially on 360.
Here from California, and they're just clogging up the.
They're getting on my nerves. California people, stay out of Texas, please.
There's a guy that has a whole channel that's like, oh yeah, the best place to move is in Oak Cliff. Plano is dangerous.
What? When did Plano get dangerous?
It's a channel. This guy who gets on there, he's like, man, it's one of the worst hoods in America. Going to Plano, but he's trying to get people.
Oak Cliff. People say about Oak Cliff. Come on, I never heard that.
Yeah, it's a guy. He's funny.
Now, Frisco, I know a lot of people are moving over there. There used to be a lot of people who moved to South Lake and, those areas, but I don't know. Things have changed.
Yeah, Dallas is is getting overcrowded at the same time where all this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trying to move away from California because it's too expensive to live out there.
I stay out of Fort Worth. That's the only place I stay out of. I got robbed over there. And ever since I just been like, not for me.
Right. So let's hear what Watching the World have to say about this situation. Let's go.
When the election was happening, so many people were promoting the president over themselves, right? There's nothing wrong with that if that's what really floats your boat. But now to see these individuals take a different stance in regards to the president is quite mind-boggling. Let's take a look at the first individual. He goes by the name of Alex Jones. Let's check him out and see what he has to say.
He does look sick. And he does babble and, sound like the brain's not doing too hot. And so we just cut bait on Trump and we just mobilize against the Democrats. And we mobilize against neocons, we primary them, and we just fight even harder because look at how we've turned the tide. Look at all the good we've done. There's a fourth turning. Populists, nationalists, conservatives are winning everywhere. There's a Christian reawakening. And Trump is just a minor figure in all of that now.
Why do they, no matter what happens, they want to blame the Democrats? I'm not even a Democrat, but I mean, I get so tired of hearing the Democrat, bullshit. It's like, this is beyond Democrats. It's beyond Democrats and Republicans, guys.
There we go. I was just about to say it's cognitive dissonance, and yes, Democrats did do this, but there's people behind the Democrat and Republican that are, lobbying on both sides. So it's not going to matter. A lot of these people who are on the right, they're just having issues coping with the fact that they were lied to. And it's bothering them. Some of these people are MAGA, but on the right, people were lied to, It just is what it is. You gotta accept it. You voted for it.
You and then and everything is like, oh, let's just keep talking about the Democrats. See, it's the Democrat, honey. Whatever Trump is doing, they now gotta switch the blame over to the Democrats. See, and now but we gotta just change it up and get another person up in there that probably agree with what's going on. Project 2026 and 2030 and 2040, whatever new project they got going on.
We have to be appreciative of the old Trump that went through so much and got so much done. And that's the Trump we remember.
So basically, he's writing off the president as the man he used to be. My grandfather would always say, I'm the same old rooster. I just can't crow like I used to, right? So,
you know what I'm saying? Same rooster, different crow. Go ahead. What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off.
They literally, try to run a coup in our face with Kamala Harris and Biden. Where they switch and bring her into presidency, and then they put money behind her, and she lost so much millions of dollars within, I think it was like a month or two. So it's a game that's being played. It's like same script. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. But they want to make it seem like there's something like, oh no, it's the Democrats. No matter, like, okay, he just said he was gonna end an entire civilization, but somehow they're gonna blame the Democrats for it. It's like. And then they'll say my channel's a Democratic channel, even though I don't agree with politics in general. I'm like, I think it's all BS,
Yeah.
That's what often people do when they're not happy about their current situation. They tell you, well, when I was 20 years old, I could run a mile, but I can't do it anymore. So basically, Alex Jones is now saying, well, President Trump was a great guy back then, just over a year and a half ago. But now he's turned into something that we cannot identify. Who is this masked man, as they would say, right? They're starting to turn on the president. In fact, they don't even want to claim him. Check this out.
And we're just sad because that happens. We need to be sad about Trump. This is not funny. This is not good. But he's gone.
You notice he's even highlighting the president's ankles, right? This is going down to the lowest of the pits, right?
And that's it. And all the people rallied around him. You can see Hegseth's freaked out. You can see the press secretary's freaked out. They're being loyal. They think it's the lesser of two evils. And okay, but I just, Trump needs intervention. He needs to take some time off. We need to pray for Trump. The Holy Spirit.
He's just not figuring it out. People have been saying that for the longest. But people want to say that you have derangement syndrome when you talk about this. Or you just suffer from TDS, that Trump derangement syndrome, and all this other BS. It's like, well, no, you have a derangement if you have not been following like him, like farting and pooing himself and all kind of other stuff that's been going on that clearly points that there's something wrong.
This man has all his faculty. They're just moving the goalposts. Like I said, it's cognitive dissonance.
I think that he is. Come on. How old is he? Like 79, 80 years old?
Yeah, he is.
And he probably did all that drugs and everything in the past and everything. Come on now.
I think he has his faculties. I just think it's a game. I just believe he's playing his role, and he's going to do what he's told.
Now, if he did go to China and get a transplant, then I'd be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? If he went to China for an extended period of time and was quiet and didn't say nothing, came back, because China is known for like transplanting organs and stuff like that for like the people that are wealthy. So I don't know. That's another story. Anyway, let's go.
Spirit touch his heart and loose him from whatever evil control he's under. I'm serious. And I think that's the answer.
I think he was calling for Jesus to to touch his heart.
Answer. We need to pray for President Trump.
That's game.
We need to.
People kill me when they say, let's pray for somebody. Like, what is pray doing what?
This religious stuff is starting to really get on my nerves too. That's another
Pray about what? Like, you need to pray for the people in Iran that they don't get demolished but because of this government is willing to bomb an entire thing, but that's not like bombing them is not going to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Do you think that's going to help? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, I don't get it. You know,
it's going to cause a lot of issues health.
It's going to bring other people into the frame that been laying low waiting for this to happen. Let's go.
Pray for other people to be awakened. We need to pray for justice.
Would you imagine that we would be facing such times when you would see Alex Jones take this position about the president of the United States? Well, let me show you what's going to be developing in regards to this war and this deadline that we're fast approaching tonight. Let's check this out. You're going to be shocked.
So I started making some phone calls. I was so concerned about what to do with this war and what Trump's really thinking. And I talked to a whole bunch of people, Pentagon, intelligence.
Now, this guy's not a Democrat or somebody that really goes against Donald Trump at every turn. This is a strong Trump supporter. Notice what he has to say about what's happening in regards to the war.
But hold on. Why does he have access to contact the Pentagon?
I was ding, 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 ding. You read my mind.
He's like, I talked to the CIA, the Pentagon. I didn't talk to the secretary. I saw the generals out there. Like, what? Now, I know they probably have a media section, but something tells me he ain't talking about just calling the Pentagon and just talking to the media. He got a connection at the Pentagon that he's actually able to connect to because he's been out for a while. How in the hell does he get to call the Pentagon and get answers? Like, what is going on? What is happening here?
He compromised.
There's something to this. Like, what? I can't. I'm maybe I'll call the Pentagon. I'm not calling the Pentagon. I'm not doing that.
Mom used to work for the Pentagon.
I used to work for the Pentagon. I was in the military, but can you just call the Pentagon? And maybe there's some media thing outlet part of it that they can like call. Because I'm like, how he called the Pentagon? What? What the hell?
Trump confidants, Pentagon journalists, and they know who they are. But it's the same way I told you they had a meeting 6 days after Kirk was killed, and Kash Patel said shut down any foreign involvement investigations or any accomplices domestically.
Wait, he said that he's been talking to Trump confidants and also people, journalists of the Pentagon journalists. I didn't ever know that there was a such thing as Pentagon journalists. But hold on.
This is a strong Trump supporter. Notice what he has to say about what's happening in regards to the war.
White House, Trump confidants, Pentagon journalists, and they know who they are. But it's the same way I told you they had a meeting 6 days after Kirk was killed, and Kash Patel said shut down any foreign involvement investigations or any accomplices domestically. Of course, it came out exactly as I said, the exact date. Now, why do I get this? Because they don't have a huge show, and they're scared to put it out themselves. I've had top journalists, as big as I am or bigger. Who could that be? Gee, I don't know. Give me a lot of this intel as well, because at the time, they were still trying to preserve the relationship with the president.
What the hell is going on here? He got connections to everything. Like, who is this guy, Alex Jones? Like, what?
Too many connections.
He's calling the White House. He know all the journalists, but he's been around for a while. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's go.
These people very close to JD Vance. I'll leave it at that. And I mean, very close to JD Vance. And obviously, this is known. My phones are all tapped, so it's not a secret. And it's not like they're leaking anything classified or anything. But Vance has been vehemently anti-war. Once Trump goes, he backs him. He signed up for that. I'm not even attacking him for that. That's what he signed up for. Be loyal and follow what the president says. Even Susie Wiles, who gets demonized a lot. I have big problems with her in a lobbying firm. She's been pissed off. And I told you that weeks ago. It was in the news last week. So when I tell you this, two of the people are close confidants of Trump. Another is let's just say, very close in the cabinet. And they're wanting me to know this. Just like when Charlie Kirk called me many times before that, but a couple times right before he got killed, saying, keep up the Epstein pressure. He's not in there. But
Alex Jones is painting the picture that the president of the United States is off his rocker. Can you imagine that this is the state of affairs that we're living in? And again, he's not a Democrat. He's actually a Republican supporter of Trump, MAGA. And now he's saying we need to turn the curve on the president of the United States. And you can only imagine what this means as we approach 8 o'clock tonight when Iran is not backing down. They're not trying to make a deal. They want to carry it out because they see this as a mission associated with their God. And once a man is committed to an act because of God, it's very hard to get him to change the position because his life is often in the hands of God. So he imagined he's going to be saved. Even in death, these people feel like they're going to go to a place such as heaven, or they're going to experience nirvana, all of these glorious things. Whereas the average person, like the average American, is just terrified because nobody really wants war.
They've convinced him at the CIA not to release it. I told you about this. Right after he died. Keep it up. You know, we're putting pressure. You saw that come out other places in his text messages. He also said, keep up the pressure on Iran. This will derail everything. This will derail the recovery. It'll be a quagmire. He's got a lot of bad forces putting pressure on him. And you saw, then the Israel lobby denied that Kirk ever said that, and they released the text messages and found clips of him on TV saying it.
And here's the thing. Did you guys know that Erica Kirk was Mossad? Iran is releasing everything. They are releasing. Listen, they just released this thing about Erica Kirk. Watch this.
Files on multiple government officials and media personalities. As for the files on Erica Kirk, they say they will make your stomach turn. According to the files, Erica Kirk has been a Mossad agent for years, recruited and run by her own parents. She's not just compromised, she's a professional honeypot, tasked with infiltrating and compromising the US conservative movement from the inside. The files detail dozens of affairs with powerful men and women. But the worst part? The files expose a multi-year operation to smuggle her all the way into the White House.
Child.
Thank
What
you,
is
Ron.
man?
Thank you.
Are y'all aware of that? And that's what Candace
Great.
Owen been screaming about this whole time. Listen, they are getting desperate right now. They are getting desperate because Iran is putting out everything.
So the point is, there's a lot of lobbying of the president going on. And they don't want smart people like Charlie Kirk or Tulsi Gabbard or Joe Kent or me advising the president. And that was big news in the first admin. New chief of staff's main job is keeping Alex Jones away from Trump. Remember all those headlines? That'd say, sir, you know, this person's George Soros, this person's globalist, this person's, he'd fire him. Just like you see a reporter.
Alex Jones was trying to become an advisor to Trump? What the heck is
When they
going
open up the
on?
reporters, they kind of cut that back now. They go up and say, Mr. President, did you know this? He'd check it and fire him 2 hours later. He said, really? Really? On a whole bunch of issues. I mean, he is the president. He is making the decisions, but these bad people are able to convince him, so they spend all their time bubble wrapping him. Goodness.
Okay, so all of
Here's the question. Now, all these people, are they Democrats or Republicans? Because he sure as heck started off this conversation bad mouthing the Democrats, but all the people that surrounding Trump, bubble wrapping him like he says, are they Democrat or Republican?
So I know some of them were Democrats until what happened with the Biden administration. Then they turned Republican, like Gabbard and RFK.
So the people that are insulating Trump right now are mostly Democrat?
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is there were some who were Democrat, and you know, it was so bad at one point that Democrats were rejecting their own Democrats.
Honey, it sounds like to me that people are willing to do whatever to like stay in power, and they just switch over. Oh, okay, you're the one, so let me become a Republican. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
I'm trying to keep their little seat. Let's go.
the bad people are influencing the president. He's really a good guy. This is what his supporters are saying, such as Alex Jones. He's a good guy, but he's surrounded by these people, these bad guys, And so they bubble wrapped him, and they're the reason why we're heading into this war, and our lives could be changing at a high level for a very long time. Hopefully a deal can be made, but tonight we're going to be covering this because 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, is the deadline in regards to Iran to make a deal.
He didn't put a time. So at 8 o'clock, we're going to come back here at 8 o'clock to discuss this and wait and see what happens. And we're going to have to be pensive. People in my group, you know, I tried not to cover it, but listen, I got to, because this is crazy. What does this mean for us? You know, I tried to reach out to Owl for Socken to see if we could do a divination on it right quick, but you know, Follow Coon, I'm sorry, and try to see if we could do a divination on it real quick to see if it's just a bunch of hogwash. Because I would hate to waste my time, you know. But people are saying he's really going to do it. Like he's fixing to do this.
The last president to give a deadline was Truman, and that was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So we're gonna see how it turns out.
This is getting crazy, you guys. So let's hear a little bit more. I gotta like go pick up my daughter at 3:30. So I'm gonna give you about like maybe like 15 more minutes, and I gotta like go. But wow, this is sad.
And we're gonna see how this develops. But notice what Alex is saying, a supporter of the president.
He's looking for an off ramp internally. He knows that he was lied to. He knows it's hurting the economy. He's really upset about the strait, even though he's saying he isn't. Oh, go ahead and keep the strait. We don't care. Now, next day, effing turn it over. We're going to blow you up. Put you in the Stone Age. He's really upset with the people that advised him. And I said, what was that Levin thing about? He goes, oh, absolutely. He is really, really now just think Levin's an idiot. And then I saw Levin Saturday night. Okay, we need to go ahead and end it, but have a permanent U.S. base and just kill them here and there when we need to. Well, that's better than World War IV. Mark Levin makes jokes about World War IV. It's what the CIA calls it, Dumbo. World War III was the call.
So I just wanted to give you guys a good indication of what's happening right now when it comes to different individuals who are strong president supporters, but now we're starting to see them come up with all of these reasonings as to why things are going the way they are. I'm going to show you now even how the Pope has come forward to speak in regards to these matters. And it's quite frankly, it's not great what he has to say in regards to the president of the United States, as he has come out to be a critic, right?
Man, this is probably one of the worst situations to be an American citizen. Listen, if anybody's traveling to another country, be very careful. You do not, in a time like this, if this goes down, you do not want to be over. You do not want to keep your head on a swivel if you're in another country, because you could get compromised. So let's go. Here's the Pope.
Since becoming the first US-born leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo has largely avoided comment on his home country. He'd never mentioned President Donald Trump publicly until now.
President Trump.
But that era has come to an end, according to Reuters Vatican correspondent Joshua McElwee.
So Vatican officials have been telling me for the past 10 months that Pope Leo is quite cautious about how he talks about the United States. What seemed to change this week is that Pope Leo has become more and more vocal in criticism of the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran that began the Iran war that is now in its second month. The Pope on Palm Sunday, which is the celebration that opens Holy Week for Catholics.
Okay, guys, JC Toad says, you're fed up when you piss off the Pope. All right, thank you.
The most important week of the year, gave a homily in which he said that God rejects the prayers of those who wage war because they have blood on their hands.
Susan says, Alex is a scammer poster child. Now, notice what it just said in regards to the Pope. The Pope says that God rejects the prayers of those that engage in war. What is he saying in regards to this administration and the fact that we're engaging in war with Iran?
Man, this whole thing. So now they want to bring religion into it. So the Pope then got involved.
So the Catholic Church is all of a sudden going to take the moral high ground. As many people as they enslaved over the thousands of years, stop it. Or so not thousands, but hundreds of years.
Right, like the Catholic Church cares about Muslims being slain.
Right, get out of here.
They don't care about that. Like, we need to be, listen, if anybody, please don't be, let's be realistic, and all this right after Easter Sunday. So Tucker Carlson called Trump the Antichrist. He said Trump is the Antichrist after praise a lot of threats. You know,
I don't trust him either. His dad was CIA.
right? So like, what? Yeah. They're saying that he's up here now. He done got into the thing. He's saying that Tucker Carlson says Trump is the Antichrist after praise a lot of threats. Tucker attacks Trump for mocking Islam. I'm not sure. Is Tucker Carlson, is he Christian or like I'm not sure exactly where he stands.
I don't know either, but I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Honey, okay, we're not even going into that. We're not going to talk about religion is religion. I think that religion has nothing to do with what's happening here. This is about power. This is about control. It's a mistake to bring religion into it.
Keep note of how this develops.
This is a very strong thing for the Pope to say.
Those comments were interpreted by conservative Catholic commentators as aimed at US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
May his almighty and eternal arms,
who's previously invoked Christian language to justify the joint US-Israeli military action. The Pope's sharp criticism of the Iran war and his direct naming of Trump on Tuesday marks a significant shift in tone from the pontiff.
Hopefully he's looking for an off-ramp. Hopefully he's looking for a way to decrease the amount of violence and bombing.
The Pontiff Leo chose to use an American colloquialism the president and administration officials would understand.
I think broadly speaking, Vatican officials, like much of the world, are aware that President Trump is taking a lot of moves that are controversial and divisive, and they're quite worried about the direction of the world. They're worried about the atmosphere of violence in the Iran war, but also
the other night we had this extensive breakdown about Christian nationalism, and we know that as a person seeking to be a Christian, in essence following in the footsteps of Jesus, right? They're supposed to lead with the love. War is definitely not a part of the story, especially in a glamorous way or engaging in war. In fact, the Bible says you'll learn war anymore. This is for people that are believers. But you have the Catholic Church, right, coming out to say, listen, you guys who are professing to be Christians, your prayers are going to be hindered if you engage in these wars. And also, this whole event started off with the taking of the lives of roughly 160, 180 young schoolgirls. So all of these things are at play. And we're starting to see it unfold, and we're seeing so many people push back on it, and they're being quite vocal.
Man, this is... I don't know. This whole thing is turning into something crazy.
Donald Trump just blinked again after threatening to obliterate the entire Iranian civilization. Here to break it down with me is Brian Tyler Cohen, out with the new book, The Day After: How to Wield Power in a Post-Trump World. Pre-orders available now. So the pattern that we see, Brian, is that Donald Trump makes this threat of a genocide, a threat of war crimes, a threat on a massive scale, and then that rattles the markets. He gets called out for threatening war crimes. Let's be clear, he's already engaged in war crimes already, and we should speak with moral clarity when we talk about what he and Netanyahu have been doing. But he then goes to Barack Ravid, the same guy, over at Axios, and this just happened moments ago. I mean, my report from 10 a.m. this morning Pacific time was Donald Trump basically seemed to be threatening nuclear annihilation. I don't know how else you would do.
Crazy. Threatening nuclear annihilation. Why? Why is this even happening?
It's evil.
This is incredible.
Interpret it. And then he says this, this is Barack Ravid. Progress was recorded in the last 24 hours in the negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, but reaching a ceasefire agreement by Trump's deadline at 8 p.m. still seems distant, according to a senior American official, a senior Israeli official, and two additional sources familiar with the details.
Iran ain't going to back down. They're Muslim. They're like, hey, we're going to do it till the wheels fall off. Ain't that? I mean, that's almost like asking. Remember during the Vietnam War? Do you know how, man? You, child, they're not going to back down. Come on now.
Now, this follows Brian and Midas Mighty, senior Iranian sources saying if Trump does that, we're going to make the entire Middle East also light up in fire. We're going to shut the lights off there. We learned that there was some intermediary communications that may have been happening through Pakistan and others between Iran and Trump. The moment Trump posted that, Iran said, no more communications. We're not talking to you, even just to exchange possible messages. By the way, at your request, Trump, you're the one kind of coming to us. And now there's no communications. Then Trump posts that. And Brian, you break it down every day like we do here. You're an OG, someone who I admire, and you've been following Donald Trump's, career and just the modern day politics you covered in your book. Let's talk about this moment, then let's expand from there, Brian. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, I think something that's especially interesting right now is in the immediate aftermath of Trump posting that genocidal threat, you had a bunch of even diehard Republicans come out and condemn what he was saying. Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Joe Kent, all of these people started calling for an invocation of the 25th Amendment. And I think
so now they want to invoke the 25th Amendment. All this other crazy stuff been going on. They now think it's like, okay, now it's too much. And now it's 3:00. We got 5 hours to this deadline that he didn't put on Iran. And then now it's too late now. Y'all should have been saying this. That's what I'm saying. Y'all been so busy talking about the Democrats this whole time. Y'all not looking at what's going on in your own backyard.
I think it's become clear even to, these diehard MAGA or former MAGA Republicans, the danger that Trump poses because he feels increasingly backed into a corner. And when he feels like he doesn't have power in a certain situation, he lashes out. This is something that he's done time and time and time again. He wants to feel like he's got total control. And so if that means he's got to wield the full weight of the US military in order to do that, clearly he has no qualms about doing that. But this is all coming from a position of weakness, not strength. And so Donald Trump coming out and feeling like he has to up the ante every time is not because he's, again, negotiating from a position of strength. It's because that feels like the only thing that he can do to try and get his way. And it doesn't work every single time. And so, of course, he's going to come forward and do the whole taco thing where he eventually kind of relents because at the end of the day, if he was to keep true to his promise, I mean, God knows where we would end up at the end of this. I mean, he said he would decimate an entire civilization. What are we even doing here?
What are we even doing here, guys? How did we end up here? What are your thoughts?
It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. I think he's being misled on purpose, and I think some of it's his fault. Both ends. It's a mess.
And you know what? Meanwhile, I mean, I can still cover. I stopped covering ICE. You don't even know. Are they still wreaking havoc in the world in Minnesota, or has everything focused over here in Minnesota? Now everybody didn't stop talking about the Mexicans. Now Now it's about Iran.
The same thing in India when they had that thing running around. Remember when they were talking about that for a little bit, and now all of a sudden when all this Epstein stuff started coming out, they quickly changed that, and then they started the war with Iran, and things changed up real quick. Things started disappearing. Plans didn't turn into the plans that they thought it would turn into.
My thing is crazy to find out that Eric Kirk has been a Mossad agent. Iran has been. I believe that they're launching an information war, and Trump is willing to blow their whole civilization up because the information is being exposed.
And it's time that they've been exposed. I'm sick of it because people need to know about the people who are running things. Let us know who these private people are who constantly stay quiet and constantly run our entertainment and media and all that. Let's find out who they are. Expose it. I want to know.
Amen. Let's go.
This is not something that would garner the support of the rest of the world. He would lose the support of NATO. He would basically have the support of, Israel at this point in doing that. And so, of course, this is just something that he has to kind of scream about, but that, if he were to actually follow through on, you would see an invocation of the 25th Amendment 5 minutes later.
Right. I mean, when this all started, he said, which we knew was a lie, but what he said was,
But do we want to wait until he launches a nuclear attack on Iran before we do the 25th Amendment? We should have, they always said I had TDS, Trump derangement syndrome.
Get them all out of office. Even Vance.
Voila. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what? So what's the scenario? This is the scenario. Okay. Bo knows this. Trump knows this. Trump knows that. But Trump don't know jack because Bo can't rap.
I'm doing this for the Iranian people. That's what this is about, And he's said that this is for the Iranian people. Love when we bomb them. This is for them, And that goes though along with his past of, my opinion, being a predator, and him say, and him saying, this is for your own good. You want this. This is what you need, And so, but his post this morning, it's not directed at the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. It's not the government. He makes no distinction. He says a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, he says. And so he's now turned this into a battle of civilizations against an Iranian civilization, which has been around for over 1,000 years with a proud history. And, as your book.
Hey, not over 1,000. Aren't they the Sumerians? Isn't the Iranian the Sumerians? Honey, I bet you they got like a damn alien ship somewhere, parked somewhere. Wasn't they around doing wasn't the Iranian people the original Sumerians?
Might have been. They might have even been the Persian.
I think the Iranians were the Sumerian. Weren't they the Persians? Aren't they the Persians, the Iranians?
They definitely are. I know that for sure.
Right. So, didn't they have an advanced civil? Listen, they might have some ish that we have no idea what it is. Because they don't seem to be like blinking an eye about this threat. I don't see no speeches like, okay, the Iranian president has came out and now he's doing a speech. They have been quiet about this. You know what I'm saying? So that to me tells me it's weird. She says, okay, listen, you work from a lady from Iran. Is she in Iran right now? I work with a lady from Iran. She says she is happy, and so are many other from Iran, that he is talking about taking out the corruption. Honey, he said he was going to destroy the whole civilization. Not the same thing about taking out corruption. He's saying taking out everybody. Yeah, ask your friend from Iran, do she have family over there? And is she happy that he about to try to nuke the spot and blow her whole family up? Ask her that.
Even underground ain't going to help with that. It's going to get so hot that it's going to be 10 times, probably about a mile away from the sun. This one scientist said it's going to be 10 times hotter than the surface of the Earth's sun, but there's no way that's possible. I'd say about like so many miles away from the sun that's going to get as hot. That's crazy.
Ma'am, Aaron Ray, she says, okay, play that. No, honey, he tweeted it. We've been talking about go rewind the video. He tweeted it on his Twitter, which is stupid. Since when does the president address an issue like this on Twitter? Like, what in the hell is going on?
I think he did it too.
Why is he typing stuff on Twitter and making war announcements on Twitter? He's threatening to annihilate the whole civilization. Trump. I don't even know which one is his damn. Okay, the real. Let's see. I don't even know which one is his real Twitter, but something. Okay, hold on. Trump. Trump it says a whole civilization will die tonight. Okay. So go do if you don't. I'm not going to do the research for you. I've already did it. Go rewind the video. See, you guys are you guys are taking what's being said out of context. We all seen what he said with these exact same things. He's speaking in the same context of what he had already said. What are you talking about? You're talking in circles. Right. When I saw that tweet, I was horrified. So am I. Like, I don't get it. People, he is not literally talking about wiping out the entire country. He says the entire civilization. How do you wipe out an entire civilization without wiping out the country?
We've been
And even if he's only talking about the country, the civilization, that means people.
Before he
Aaron Ray, what are you talking about? The tweet was unhinged. Exactly. I'm not for the guy, but I do remember the conversation he had on the subject, and everybody was taking. He did not have. Listen. First of all, you don't even make a declaration like that on Twitter. They need to remove his whole Twitter account. Why is all this stuff on Twitter? Like, why is a president on Twitter making announcements?
Because that's his boy now. Elon Musk is his boy. They play like they're against each other in public, but behind the scenes, they're like, "Oh, thank you, Trump."
I'm a staunch Arby supporter, though. 20 generals have been fired. Right, exactly. And this is the real Twitter, because there's a lot of fake ones that have been going around saying things. Listen, everybody is talking about this. Alex Jones is up in arms. People have been up in arms, child. The Pope is talking about it. Everybody, where have you been? Come up out your hole where you been, man. Let's go.
So in Trump's decision to remove President Maduro in Venezuela, or Trump's threats against Cuba and possibly looking for regime change in Cuba.
Let me go to where
about its people. They just care about staying in power, and they would actually get some sympathy through this.
All right, so
they
what is
allow
this?
people who might.
Look at this. Tuesday will be a power plant day and a bridge day. What president is going to announce this on Twitter? Why he just watch? Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Why is Donald Trump posting stuff? This is against national security.
Look, if Iran or Russia,
isn't this a threat to national security?
If Russia or Iran hit somebody, please just don't hit Texas, man. Let me get up out of here.
Right, so I can get the hell up.
Dang. Russia's threatening too, so it's like, oh no. I think Russia said something if anything should happen to Iran like that.
So it's Donald J. Trump. All right, so it's real Donald J. Trump. Let me find his account, because they're trying to say, well, they could be a fake one. People are so retarded. Let me find the actual thing, because I really okay, this is his
if it was
account.
fake, why is everybody reporting on it?
Right, and why haven't it been corrected? The news should be able to say, hey, look, this is fake. I don't even know where to look. I'm not really a Twitter person. I'm trying to find out the actual Twitter, the Twitter thing. But even this is unhinged right here. If this is what he posts, like Tuesday will be a power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. Who announces that they're going to attack, what they're going to do before they do it? That is not how any general moves. I mean, have he read The Art of War? I don't know. That seems kind of fishy that he would go on there cursing and shit. I just don't buy it. Okay. That's his real. Could someone send me the actual Twitter account where he said that, the link? Because I'm trying to find it. That's some scary stuff. He's willing to just step on MFers. I do not hate Islam. I believe in religious freedom. So do I. That's what America's founded on. I use Twitter a lot. That's him. Okay, but what is the account? Because I'm trying to figure out the actual real account and not get the fake one. Because there's a lot of fake, you know. But then what about the that Erica Kirk is a honeypot and all this other crazy stuff, a Mossad agent, like just so much stuff. Let's go.
Identify a certain way to even start surgeries, and they get funding for their surgeries. They start the process, takes 4 or 5 years, but guess what? Then a Republican president comes in, and now all of a sudden, nope, we're not paying for your surgery anymore. You just stay like that the rest of your life. We get all of this going back and forth.
Let's go back.
Do you believe it?
We haven't been briefed at all. We've been on recess. We've been wanting to come back from our recess to be able to end the shutdown for Department of Homeland Security.
Now, just as a side note, when I covered the Clintons' deposition, I was able to meet this gentleman here, right? And basically, from what he was expressing to the crowd as we stood there before the Clintons and also the representatives from the committee, one of the points of interest is that once
I'm not calling you that. I'm not saying
the
that.
midterm elections come through and the Democrats win predominantly, the first order of business is going to be to try to impeach the president of the United States. So that gives you an idea of where we're headed. So on one track, we're headed to this war. And tonight at 8 p.m., things could really get out of hand. And then as a foresight, we see that the midterm elections are coming. We know that the president is really concerned about those, but it's going to be hard to navigate all of this because they're not on the same track. And one of the tracks, the one that involves the midterm elections, if it does not go in the favor of the Republicans, the Democrats are really going to have the president sitting in a very hot seat.
But in the end, we have not been kept apprised of any negotiations. What I will say is he said many times that this war would end and that the end would be right around the corner. Yet that has not happened at any point. So it's hard to really take seriously what this.
So now there's a government shutdown. You have all these government workers that are not getting paid, including people working at the airports and this, that, the other on top of this. So it's like but the focus is about like attacking Iran, you know? See how everything gets to be focused on attacking, and now we've begun to forget about this whole government shutdown thing that there are people that are working in the government that can't even do their jobs.
There's a lot going on.
All this psychological operation BS that's happening, it's insane to me. People are taken to the streets as human shields in Iran. I'll vote ceasefire. Me too. Yes. I have to go pick up my daughter now. I mean, I could continue because I mean, it looks like people are coming in to discuss. If anybody wants to come up, this is what I'm gonna do is just play some more of this video while I go pick my daughter up, and then come back. Because I think that we need to like really. I don't want to stop this right now. Let's go.
President actually says.
But what about, sir, this morning? In that expletive-laden post, the president doubled down on his threat to launch a major attack on Tuesday if Iran does not.
Guys, we have 500 people. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, support the channel. Thank you very much for all the support.
Not make a deal or reopen the Strait of Hormuz. So, Congressman, what's your reaction not only to his threats and language deeply unbecoming of a president of the United States, but this Tuesday timeline he's laying out?
Well, he set timelines before and then backed away from them. I will say this president from the very beginning has completely misunderstood this Iranian regime and Iranian culture generally. And that is very important. You're supposed to know your enemy before you get into a war. And he has not shown any sort of understanding of them. Making these threats doesn't really deter them in any sort of way. In fact, it emboldens them to continue So
I just want to give you guys a perspective here. When you think about China, they have all of these plans that reach out to some 100 years down the line. But here in the United States, because of our Republican and Democratic stances, we play tug of war. So now the Republicans are in, they have the strength. And now if Donald Trump loses his grasp with the midterm elections after starting a war, now the Democrats have to feel like they have to go and clean up what the Republicans have done. And then once the Democrats get in and they come up with all of their different strategies and they allow people who might identify a certain way to even start surgeries, and they get funding for their surgeries, they start the process, takes 4 or 5 years. But guess what? Then a Republican president comes in, and now all of a sudden, nope, we're not paying for your surgery anymore. You just stay like that the rest of your life. We get all of this going back and forth. Sometimes people get a little bit narrow-sighted in what I'm saying. You really have to stick with me because I don't want you to walk away and saying that oh, did you say you were okay with people having changes? No. What I'm saying is that these things are happening. It's a tug of war going back and forth between the Republicans and the Democrats. And at the end of the day, we're not really getting a whole lot accomplished because we don't work together. For the last 10 years, it's been primarily about Donald Trump and getting him out of office. He's getting in office. It's just been one big fiasco while other countries are looking to take advantage of the United States of America, no doubt.
Block the Strait of Hormuz. And even if he went through and he bombed all of the critical infrastructure in Iran, the Iranian regime does not care about its people. They just care about staying in power. And they would actually get some sympathy through this by him making life so much worse for the Iranian people and bombing infrastructure. So it just shows a real lack of understanding of how to approach this war from the very beginning.
Let's look stateside because Thursday, Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondi, in fact, a couple of weeks before her scheduled deposition on the Epstein files. And your colleagues, you all still want her to appear. Let's take a listen to Ro Khanna.
I mean, if we could chase Hillary Clinton, who hasn't been in office for 20 years, certainly we can get Pam Bondi to explain why she covered up documents, why we haven't had prosecutions.
What do you make of what Ro Khanna said there? Is he right? So do you expect her to show? And what would you want to ask her?
Yeah, he's exactly right. When he says chase, he means they actually tried to hold Hillary Clinton in criminal.
We're actually going to break down Pam Bondi at the end of the show. I'm going to show you everything as the reason why she received the boot. Okay, but we're going to keep moving for now. We have so much to cover today. And we're going to understand the U.S. strategy when it comes to Iran.
The president lashed out at NATO allies today for rejecting his call for help against Iran. Fareed Zakaria is with me now.
And guys, please don't get too bundled up in your pants because we're going to go back. You're going to see some Fox News. You're going to see some CNN. You might see a little bit of this and that. It all tells us a big story as we look at things from different perspectives, all right? It's America first, not about blues and reds. It's about unity.
He's the host of CNN, Fareed Zakaria, GPS, and he's written an op-ed in the Washington Post with the headline, quote, "Iran is an imperial trap. America walked right in." What do you mean by an imperial trap?
Well, you know, when you're a superpower and you can do stuff all over the world, you have to be relentlessly focused on, does this rise to the level of something that affects the...
Guys, take a moment, hit the like button, share, subscribe, but also hit the heart buttons to get us in the algorithm. Thank you.
Core interests, values, and prosperity of the American people. And this one just doesn't feel like that. Iran was a manageable problem. It was being contained. And it reminded me of those many times that Britain, when it was the global superpower, would get dragged into places like Iraq.
So you see what he's saying? He's comparing America to Britain and how when they were a superpower, they were getting dragged into all of these different wars. But notice what happens.
It's like Afghanistan. And it's kind of squander away its superpower status while America and Germany were building their industrial might. And if you look at what the United States has been doing for the last 5 years, 3 wars in the greater Middle East, while China is building up its industrial might, the historical parallel.
China is building up its strength, sitting back. And also, while we're tackling all of these issues, such as Iran, you have China on the low, as they say nowadays in the modern vernacular. On the low, they're feeding Iran different intelligence and also supplies. You also have Russia doing the same thing. What does this mean? These are the questions we really need to focus on and try to understand to have preservation for the future.
Parallel is kind of eerie.
Why do you think the president is calling this an excursion? I mean, they insisted on calling the Department of Defense the Department of War. Secretary of Defense wants to call himself the Secretary.
I think he means incursion, but I think he's probably got confused with excursion. But let's
war, and yet they're afraid to use the word war.
That is truly bizarre, right? Like they've renamed it the Department of War because they want to emphasize we don't, use euphemisms. Right. We call things what they are. It's a war, except now
they changed it to the Department of War. But recently, remember we watched the press conference with the president and Hegseth. Now they want to call it the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense.
They're saying it's not a war, even though it plainly is. The excursion thing I've heard is fascinating. Apparently, Trump was briefed on a number of times on the Iran war, and it was called an incursion. He started.
See what I said? I was right. So it was an incursion. Okay, very good.
Incursion into Iran.
An incursion.
I'm sorry, guys. I was able to get my daughter real quick. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Hotspot, for holding it down for me while I was gone. So what do you think so far? What's been said so far?
I want to know what Bondi said or what she did. What did Bondi do?
I don't know. I think he's supposed to play it, right? He's supposed to get into to Pat Bondi, right? That's the next thing he's about to do, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and but I've seen him say several times that he's there to take out the corruption and remove the nuclear plant and lead the reinstatement of officials to the people. What do you thought about that? What do you think about that?
What did the listeners say?
So Aaron Ray says, now whether he's actually planning to attack the whole country or not is a different story. If he's truly, that is terrible. That's pretty much what was said. And I don't see anything coming up where he's saying that this is not true.
I mean, Trump said it himself on his Twitter, whatever, that he wants to pretty much get rid of them, a whole civilization. What is a way you get rid of a whole civilization? Because it's obvious that they can protect themselves. So what's the other way that you can get rid of a civilization?
Right, because y'all been bombing, y'all been attacking, y'all been at war. So what's the other way? What's the other? How do you get rid of an entire civilization of people? I mean, Aaron Ray, let's use our brain here.
Which we know what Truman did. The last president to do that. We know what that word is, the N word, correct? The other
yes, N-word. The NUK. So I'm not even gonna say the spell it out because I'm like, dude. But Aaron Ray, I hit the if you want to say something, come on up and say something, but let's continue.
Right. He started to call it an excursion, which is a brief trip organized for leisure activities. And maybe this tells you something about the way the White House works. No one has the courage to just gently and politely
is that really true?
Correct the president. Well, you tell me. You've watched the White House. In those cabinet meetings, and listen, do you think any of them are saying, Mr. President, you misspoke?
Actually, the word is incursion, not excursion. Yes, I mean, if they won't correct their shoe size with the shoes he's given out, Marco Rubio is running around in oversized shoes, which is surreal. The NATO alliance, what does this, I mean, I've been asking everybody tonight, but I think it's a very real issue. What does this, whatever happens in Iran, this, to the president, proves his point that NATO is not there for the United States?
It's a largely bogus charge that the president is making. Remember, NATO did not participate as NATO in the Iraq War. NATO did not participate as NATO in the Vietnam War.
I want you guys to let Stephen live, because what does it say for him to come and listen to a dumb guy? What would that say about him? So let him be, please.
There are many times when NATO has not participated in American wars. And in this case, he never.
And I want to address the comment that is on Mel's thing. This is simply about oil. I think this is about way more than just oil at this point. When you're threatening to off an entire civilization, this goes beyond oil. I mean, are you really like that hell bent about oil that you're willing to destroy an entire group of like a genocide, everybody? is oil that important that you're willing to, and we have our own oil reserves, or is it about like becoming the world oil power? Is that what this is?
Can I say something on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I call European parasitism. They're so high and mighty and believing, you know what? You're such a bug that I'm just gonna get rid of you totally. This mind state of they're entitled to everything on this earth is getting ridiculous. And that's the type of mentality that Trump has. And it has to stop.
Yeah, why does he feel like he have to control all the oil in the world, and they can't exercise any power at all? It has to be, and if you do, I'll destroy all of the civilization that lives in your area. Crazy talk. Like, and then people say that he's suffering from dementia, you know, and you wonder why. It's like, well, that sounds like a person that's insane to think about. I mean, with the Japanese, didn't they come over here and attack us? Didn't they come and bomb us? And wasn't they like about to kind of come over here and like try to take over the United States at some point with the Pearl Harbor thing? And wasn't it like a threat at some point of them trying to kind of, it was a world war going on, right?
They hit Hawaii, and you know, of course, it was about territory, and that was about oil too. But they wanted a specific part of, I guess it was Hawaii or something like that, for territory reasons. And
so they were trying to get closer and get that and own that territory close to America. We got to get into figure out what Pearl Harbor was about, because I'm like, so that was enough to like just completely obliterate, you know, and nuke that area.
I guess so.
But it seems like they're all the way over there, and we're trying to obliterate, and I don't see any planes coming over here. I don't see any missiles.
You know,
at least in that situation, they were trying to get close. You know what I'm saying? So but you know, and it was our first time having nukes, so we just had to like, I believe that was really a testing it out to see what was going to go down. I don't think they were testing, but this guy is talking about, come on now, what is this? Let's go.
Asked NATO. He never consulted them beforehand. He never tried to build a coalition to do it. So it's hardly surprising. And by the way, let's not forget, it's only about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, that he threatened to invade a NATO country. So, you know, the whole idea that NATO should be falling over itself to join in here.
Do you think it's a mistake, though, by some of these European countries not to...
The second coming of what? They say that it's the second coming of what? Like of hell, of the devil, of Satan?
I guess it's saying Antichrist, basically. Like,
right, I guess. But Iran is not a Christian area. It's not a Christian Antichrist. I still don't understand the Antichrist thing. I'm like, okay, what?
I'm trying to figure out when was America like a Christian nation? Because it sure didn't act like it.
They've been stopped doing that. We've been stopped saying prayers at school. We've been stopped doing the Christian in America.
Since its inception, though. Like, seriously, was that Christian behavior when you took out the natives? Like, come on, stop.
Right.
And then on top of that, like this situation with Jaden Ivey, Christians should be in an uproar. He's talking about Jesus. Why are you not going against the NBA? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Operation Cross Drop. What is that? It's a thing called Operation Cross Drop. The child is so much crazy. I've been purposely not watching this because I did not want to end up coming up on here talking about this whole situation because I already know. You know what I'm saying? But like this is getting ridiculous. Let's go.
Some way render some kind of assistance to the U.S. in this?
Well, look, if they are trying to manage their relations with the U.S., maybe it would make sense, and that's why the British and the French have been more willing. But I think that the way alliances are meant to work is you consult them, you talk to them. Whereas Trump has.
Can I really just say something real quick? And let me just bring this here. We have never had a situation where we had to look at those images that you see that are on that screen that you see on Watching the World's channel. Shouts out to Mel Smith. And the closest thing we had to it was 9/11, and we were traumatized. Okay. All of these MAGA people that are just being warmongers and wanting this type of behavior to go down and agreeing with this, they don't want to see that. They're able to make these statements and make it seem like everything like, oh well, this, that, the other, and I don't agree. I don't believe it because we have never experienced it on our soil to the level that it's been over there. They have been constantly at war, constantly being blown up. They're in a constant state of shell shock. I mean, I believe those people are probably traumatized beyond belief, just constantly in a war.
I've always found that interesting how America goes over to the other territories, but none of the places never go to America, the actual American coast, country, continent. Now, I'm not talking about Alaska. I mean, not Alaska, but Hawaii. I'm not talking about Hawaii, but I'm talking about the actual North American continent. Why haven't
Oh, because
all
they
the
already
other
know
people done it?
they scared, honey. We don't want the. America is double the size of half these countries. Think about this. How small is Iran compared to America?
Yeah, it's not big. It's like
How
what, two or
small
three
is it?
times.
Like it's being a bully at some point.
It's like 2 or 3 times size, I think, of Israel, something like that. But
Come on. So and Israel is not even as big as Dallas, Texas.
Iran,
These are
like
small little countries that are being attacked in some kind of a way. It's like, why are we at the bullying people and
but
trying
that
to
mountainous
control them?
terrain,
And huh?
that mountainous terrain is crazy in Iran, though. That's the only difference right there. That's like, how are you going to tackle that situation? 'Cause
Man, let me
that's
tell you something. I saw a video of the Vietnam, like how they had their traps set up was so crazy, it didn't even make any sense. They had things where you would step on something, the ground would open up and it would impale you. You try to get up out of it, it would stick you even further. You know what I'm saying? They had some elaborate traps in the Vietnam War. That's why people came back traumatized. Because they were masters at guerrilla warfare. We don't want that because they've been warring for Lord knows how long. You do not want to go into war on no guerrilla warfare situation with people that have been warring for years and years and centuries. And you know what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is drop a bomb on the person like that. You know what I'm saying? On a country like that's all you can do.
it makes me cringe, though. Ah.
Let's hear some more about what the political atmosphere is. Let's go.
Book discusses how to wield power. To me, this is the opposite way of how to wield power because you are now emboldening and boosting the morale and bringing solidarity within Iran amongst an unpopular regime. And you've also alienated your allies. And so to what end? It's the opposite of power.
I think this is actually a really good example of the book focuses on how Democrats fail to wield power when they've got it, and how Republicans abuse their power when they have it. And this is the perfect example of exactly that. And I think that this could be instructive for Democrats who often feel held back by the smallest thing, right? Any speed bump in the road, the filibuster, the parliamentarian, some random.
I just did a search. Okay. How many Iranians live in the United States? So there's 750,000 Iranians. What do you think is going to happen if we nuke Iran? What do you think is going to be the outcry of these Iranian Americans living in the United States with family over there? What do you think is going to be the outcome?
Here's my thing, though. If they do decide to revolt, okay, then let me get up out of here. Let me be able to get out of here. Don't just declare martial law and say, oh, no, you can't go anywhere. No, let me do what I got to do to what's best for me.
Right. Let me get the hell up out of here.
Norm or government process, like whatever it may be, that's enough for Democrats to say, oh, well, we couldn't possibly do anything here because we've got the filibuster, we've got the parliamentarian, we've got this law 501 subsection 3, whatever it is. It's like standard Democratic stuff. But Trump is showing that where there's a will, he can make whatever he wants to happen. And I think that it could be instructive for Democrats to do this in a virtuous way. That doesn't mean upending the entire world order and threatening nuclear annihilation to another civilization, but it does mean recognizing that we shouldn't allow ourselves to be stopped by the smallest thing, and we can figure out what we want to achieve for the people who voted for us and stop at nothing to get it. And if
Honey, they not giving a crap about who voted for them. This is about a power thing. They want to control that Middle East area, and they want to combine with those people or something. I don't know. I still haven't figured out the end game, but
if that means that people can get healthcare, if that means that people could get some climate change legislation that actually has teeth and does something, if that means that we have education funding and infrastructure funding, if it means that we can expand the Supreme Court, all of those things are within our grasp. It's just a matter of having the political will to do it. And Trump is showing that when you have the political will, that power is enormous, and he's wielding it for the worst reasons possible. But he's got a compliant Republican Party, and they all have a will to move forward and consolidate and usurp this power for themselves. And I think Democrats can learn a little bit about how to wield power when they're in a position to get it. And again, you can do it in a virtuous way, and you must do it in a virtuous way. But you got to do it.
He sounds like an idiot.
Welcome to the channel, Pam Mulattoism. What are your thoughts on the situation at hand?
Peace, DJ Genesis, and to the other brother on the panel, much respect. Thanks for having me up. I'll be brief. What we're seeing Iran experience now is Iran's karma for enslaving black people. So I have no sympathy for them, but I did want to address the point about the Iranian immigrants in the U.S. This is exactly why I oppose immigration to the U.S., because it's true that the U.S. will have conflict with foreign nations, and the foreign nationals of these foreign nations that we as the U.S. are in conflict with, they pose a risk to us if they are living in the U.S. Really. So this is why, I support mass deportations and banning immigration to the U.S. respectfully.
Well, it's too late now. They're already here. They've been here for years. So, I mean,
Well, the ones that are not citizens, I advocate to mass deport them, and the ones that are citizens, I advocate that we monitor them. Really.
Honey, all of our resources are being put to this war, not towards immigration anymore. I think that's probably a side note at this point. When we're talking about this war, that has taken precedence over immigration. So meanwhile, like I said, 750,000 people, and then there's a threat of a nuclear attack or like some type of attack that would destroy a civilization. Maybe there's like some other weapon that they have that will destroy the civilization. I don't even know.
Well, literally, you're bringing up.
It might be something even worse, like that they have a, they have a. What is a MOAB? Is that the same thing as a nuclear bomb, or is that something else? Mother of all bomb. MOAB. Is it the same thing as a nuclear attack, or is that something else?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so if I don't see any other way to destroy an entire civilization but a nuclear attack.
It's going to cause a lot of chaos nature-wise over in that region.
In our region too. What do you think happens when you blow
when
a nuclear bomb? It doesn't just affect over there. It listen, nuclear stuff is really creates like a plasma cloud. It's like a lot going on. It will affect our entire environment. We need to cut this out. That's why every time we do threaten nuclear stuff, it becomes like a thing where you start seeing all these anomalies. And I'm sorry, I do believe that there is a higher intelligence that is like monitoring. I mean, I know I sound crazy. I don't care. That monitors what we're doing. And when we start to do things that's going to fool with the environment, and those higher intelligence maybe come about the water, you know what I'm saying? In the ocean, in the depths of the ocean, they hear us about to bomb nuclear attack. All of a sudden, you start seeing all kind of unidentified flying objects and all type of stuff. I've heard
Well,
like
to be honest, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to say the reason, in my estimation, that Iran won't press their button is because they don't want the U.S. to press our button. So, in my estimation, I don't really think that we are on the brink of nuclear war. But as I stated earlier, really, I think that this is just Iran's karma for enslaving black people, and really, it confuses me why. And I'm not accusing anyone on the panel of this, so please do not think that I'm trying to sneak this anyone on the panel. I'm just speaking about what I've seen in these internet spaces. It confuses me why there are black people, not just black Americans, but you have some black Africans and black Caribbeans, why they are so sympathetic to the plight or the alleged plight that Iranians are facing right now, considering that Iranians had no sympathy for the literal millions of black people, people of African descent that they enslaved. So really, this is their karma.
I don't think the Iranians know the history as much like that, like the African does, but I do know that they see American as a common enemy because America constantly funds coups and constantly brings in regime changes and also causes a lot of disarray in their countries, and that's the reason why.
May I ask you a question? And this is a genuine question. When you said they, were you referring to the Africans, correct? You
What do you
said
mean?
that they see the U.S. as a common enemy. Were you referring to the Africans?
Yes.
Brother, can you hear me?
He said yes. He said yes.
Did he go out?
No, he said
Oh, it's
yes.
StreamYard. That's what it is. No. I can't hear him, so it must be StreamYard. But I'll ask the brother, and maybe,
There's some issues
well,
with
he
the
can
API.
hear me. I just can't hear him. It's all right, but the point is this: he says that he thinks that Africans see the U.S. as a common enemy. My question to him is: wouldn't it make more sense for the Africans to be neutral, because the Iranians literally enslaved them? So I can understand,
But didn't
in
didn't
theory,
didn't
that
didn't the United States enslave Africans as well?
that's
Like
the point I'm making. That's why it's
it's
important that
all of
allow
it.
me
And
to
so it's
complete
not
my
like a
sentence.
bunch of people like having like no one is like having sympathy for anybody. The
But
main
GJ
thing is that
Genesis,
no
man, I
one.
ask you why you cut me off in the middle of my.
Well, first, what I need you to do is leave and come back so that he can answer your question. You can hear what his answer is. That's why I interrupted you. But I do want to make a statement about the whole enslavement aspect because, yes, the Arabs, did enslave Africans, but so did America enslave Africans. No one is having like
So did you hear
any.
my question? I said, wouldn't it make more sense for the Africans to be neutral and accuse the side that both sides enslaved them? Wouldn't it make more sense for the African to be neutral?
Well, you wouldn't be able to hear his answer anyway because you can't hear him. So
You
come
want
leave.
me to answer that?
No, I
Can
was
you hear?
asking you. No, I was asking you because you
So
were
can you?
speaking.
Can you?
No, I was
Can you
asking
hear?
you. All right, I'm gonna drop down and come right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, because you asked him that question. You did. That was initially his question, and I'll answer it afterwards. So
Okay, so it would be nice, but at the end of the day, America continues to do the same thing. So it's not like they're blind to the things that are going on in not only their lines but along with the world. And because they see that America is in alignment with the agendas of Israel, it kind of makes it hard for Africans to really rock with and be neutral, I should say, not rock with, but just be neutral when you see suffering of that magnitude, even though they're going through the suffering that they're going through and they're seeing it, but they really don't like the death and destruction that's going on with Palestine and all these other places, the West Bank and now Iran, especially when you bomb innocent women and children in a school and it wasn't warranted. So that's the reason why.
exactly. And I think that a lot of like Africans are also Jews, like Israel, from, they consider themselves to be Israelites and things like that. And, and Christian and all this other different stuff. So I don't really know how to answer that question. It's a very interesting, like, you're asking about slavery. I think people are not talking, like, I think that when we talk about slavery, we're going back in the time of slavery, but people are experiencing things right now. There's slavery happening right now in Arab nations,
And
there's
since you
slavery
mentioned,
happening right now in European all across. So it's like, are we still going to talk about like the slavery that happened in the past, and not address what's happening right at this very moment?
and not only
And
that,
that's actually my
but
point.
a lot of the nations in Africa are actually Islamic. That's another thing. So I'll stand back and let you talk.
Well, brother, did you hear my question? I said, wouldn't it make more sense for the African nations to be neutral, considering that the U.S. and Iran both enslave people of African descent? In fact, even in North Africa right now, you have Muslims, Arabians, enslaving sub-Saharan Africans.
I don't know if are Africans not being neutral right now. I mean, I don't see them jumping.
Well, you heard what the brother said. That's why I'm trying to ask the brother the question.
Okay, go ahead. So go ahead.
I mean, you would think, like I said before, you would think that they would be neutral, but like when she mentioned about the Islam and Christian, a lot of them aren't Islamic. There's a brotherhood there, so it just depends on how they view it. Regardless, they see a common enemy.
Well, you just said it. They are Islamized, meaning that they have been colonized by Arabians, and this is part of the existentialist crisis that Africans are experiencing. They are always trying to choose the side of different colonists, whether it's the Arabian colonists, the American colonists, the European colonists, and now the Chinese colonists. Africans have to be self-sufficient and stand on their own. Really, they have to stop picking sides between different colonists that will only exploit them in the end. Matter of
Right.
fact,
So
they're being exploited now.
I wanted to like remake my point, because I think that you might have missed it. You might have heard, you might have seen that I had like this post up here and didn't get like the context of what I'm saying. What I said, and this is not me having me being what's it called, like sympathetic or empathetic. Well, actually, there is a certain level of empathy I do have for human beings that have nothing to do with this war that might be attacked. I'm an empathetic person. I can't be like, I'm not like a stone wall. But I'm just saying is that when you have 750,000 Iranians living in America and you bomb their family into annihilation in their original homeland, what do you think is going to happen with these 750,000 Iranians? The same thing with Mexico. Say if we dropped a nuke on Mexico that destroyed all of Mexico, what do you think would happen to the immigrants that live in America after you bomb their whole entire country in Mexico? What do you think would happen?
And that's actually initially the first thing I addressed when I came in. This is why I support mass deporting the Iranians and denaturalizing the Iranians that have U.S. citizenship. Those that we cannot deport and or denaturalize, we must monitor.
Right.
Just exactly for the reason that you just said. For the exact reason that you just said.
Or we could just not or we could just not bomb their land. Or we could just.
But what's done is done.
No, it has not been done yet. It hasn't been done yet, but we're
actually
about
it has been done. They've been getting bombed, and they've bombed U.S. military bases. So what's done is done.
Over there in their country, they have not came over here and
No,
bombed.
they bombed. Actually, with all due respect, they bombed U.S. military bases in Dubai. That's not in Iran. I think they bombed another U.S. military base. Someone in the comment will have to correct me. I think it was in Bahrain or somewhere else over there. So, as a matter of fact, some Black American servicemen have been killed after being bombed by Iran. So no, what's done is done.
What started that though was the fact that America bombed their school with the women and children. They started that. America did, and they did it on behalf of Israel. So we shouldn't
Yes,
get
it has been
into
started. So what has been done is done, right?
But what I
We
want to
have to
say
make
with
this.
this,
Go ahead, brother.
what's not going to surprise me is if they do drop a nuke on Iran. I It would not surprise me if they get a black person to do it on
And
purpose to be
and let me say
crazy.
this: that would be that karma for
But
enslaving black people.
how would a black person drop a no? Don't nuclear get launched out of somewhere off of a
It has
boat?
to be out of the sky, like from maybe a B-2 bomber or something like that, or
No,
maybe
I
one of
think
them.
there's like ships that have like actual like Navy ships that have the nuclear. I don't
But I
know.
want to address this point, though. I want to
That's
address
more
this point,
sophisticated.
brother. If they get a black person to bomb Iran, wouldn't that just be an eye for an eye because Iran enslaved black people?
It shouldn't be at our hands. I'm sorry. If it shouldn't be at our hands,
They should
we
not
should.
have. Hold on, one step at a time, brother. When I say they, I'm talking about Iran. They should have never enslaved black people. Can we agree?
I get that, but it still shouldn't be at our hands that we
Why
destroy
do
the
you,
people
well,
like
that's
that.
your opinion. With all due respect, the point is,
Opinion?
yes, you say it should
Well, it's
should
your
not.
opinion. It's your opinion as well. What you're saying is your opinion.
Which part was an opinion? They actually, in fact, did enslave black people in
Right,
Iran.
but whether or not we should like attack and off their entire civilization because of that,
No, I
no.
never said we should. That's what I'm saying,
That's
DJ
doing
Genesis.
the deed
Hold on. Let's have an organized dialogue, DJ Genesis. You don't even know my stance, but you're against me. My point is, Iran literally, not in my opinion, Iran literally enslaved black people. So, in response to what the brother just said, if a black man is the one that bombs Iran, I would never have any sympathy. I would actually see it as Iran's karma. It would be poetic justice,
Okay,
respectfully.
we're going backwards because think about it. America has told us that those are our enemies. Iran is not my enemy.
Did
That
they not
is,
enslave black people?
they still aren't. They still are not my enemy. I live over
So
here in the
hold
U.S.
on, one step at a time.
This
So the enslaver of black people is not your enemy? I'm asking.
the American people slave us every day. So what are you talking about?
And you would say that they're your enemy. The enslavers are our enemies, right?
So don't you think I should rise up against America if America is technically my enemy?
You have a right to do whatever you want to. But the
So
point is, our
that
ancestors, brother, one step at a time. I'm trying to answer your question. Our actual ancestors really did rise up against the enslavers and fought in the Civil War, right? Right or wrong? Meaning that
our
our
ancestors did.
ancestors meaning that our ancestors saw the enslavers of our people as their enemies. So I'm asking you, why that same logic does not apply to the Iranians?
Today they are not my enemy. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm
I
asking
can't
why
rock
that
with
same
that.
logic. I'm asking the
You
question, bro.
can't you
I'm
can't get
asking the
me to spill
question.
somebody else's blood who is not
No,
my
I'm
enemy
asking
when
a
somebody's
question.
telling me they're my enemy.
No, I'm
That
asking a
makes no
question.
sense.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm asking you a simple question. If you can agree that the enslavers in the US, the white enslavers of our ancestors, are our enemy. You can agree to that. I'm asking, why doesn't that same logic apply to the Iranians that also enslave black people?
Because it's not about what we want for ourselves. It's about what others want for themselves.
Hold on, did you hear the question, brother?
It's about resources.
But
And
brother,
so
did you
because they
hold on?
have
Did you hear the question I asked you?
I just answered it.
No,
So
you
that's what I'm
didn't.
telling you.
No, brother,
I
you're
just
trying to
did.
deflect. I'm asking a simple
No.
question,
I gave you a
brother.
straight up answer.
You did not respond to what I asked you. I said, since the enslavers in the US, the white enslavers of our ancestors, you agree that they are our enemies. I'm asking why that same exact logic does not apply to the Iranians that also enslaved black people.
Because, like I told you, it is about what the oligarchs want. I didn't
No,
mention
I'm
oligarchs,
asking you
but
about
this is
your
their
no,
war.
brother. I'm asking you about your stance, not the white man's stance, not the white man's gaze. Really, I'm asking you. You have a brain. Really, I'm asking you as a man. I'm asking if you can agree that the whites that enslaved our ancestors are our enemies. Why doesn't that same exact logic apply to the Iranians that also enslaved black people?
Because this is their war and this is their enemy. Leave
I
it
didn't
at
ask you
that.
about them. The white man's not your daddy. I'm not
No,
asking you about the white
I'm
man.
giving you a straight up answer.
No, I'm asking you about you. You telling me about the white man. Do you realize that?
Hold on. No, Pamela.
Do you realize
You're,
that? I asked you about your stance. You told me about
Pamela.
the white
Stop,
man.
Pamela. Stop.
Repetitively, I'm asking you as an
Can
individual
you hear
man,
me,
as a black
Pamela?
man,
Can you hear me,
the whites
Pamela?
that enslaved
You're
our.
talking through me. Can you hear
They
me?
are our enemies. Why doesn't that same logic apply to the Iranians that also enslaved black people?
Because this is their war, and
Brother,
they're telling me
hold on, do you realize?
they are my
No, stop
enemy. These
interrupting.
people
You
are not
asked him
my
a question.
enemy.
He's answering the question.
These
Answer the
people are not my
question,
enemy.
Hotspot. I don't understand. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hotspot.
It's their war. It is them telling me that Iranians are my enemy. How? When this is their war. So I'm not going to involve myself in that. That's why it's important for a lot of black people. Hey, don't send your children into the military because they're going to send you over there to fight a war that is not your war. This is what we talk about all the time.
And the Iranians they enslaved the Ethiopians. So if the Ethiopians want to fight the Iranians, let them fight their war. Let the Tanzanians fight their war. Let the Mozambicans fight their war. They were attacking East Africa and enslaving those people. Like, so if they want to go and join the war and do
Can you
all
hear
that,
me?
I don't understand why we just got moved into a conversation about
I'm gonna drop down and come back.
slavery.
I can't hear you.
I don't understand how he always comes here and brings this thing about slavery and this, that, the other. And it's like, this is not even about slavery. This is about a war that we have nothing to do with, the Israeli war
I think it's because I
between
asked the question.
Israel and Iran. It has nothing to do with slavery. It has everything to do with Israel and Iran. And somehow America's been brought into it. And now we're jumping into the whole pot because of, like, whatever this regime's ideal, whatever they're trying to hide, and now we're being brought into a conversation about slavery. I don't understand.
I think it's because I posed the thought of, it would not surprise me if a black person, was given the orders to nuke Iran at the hands of
And
a black person.
brother,
That's
can you
the
hear me,
reason why.
brother? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you realize every time I ask you about your stance, you brought up the white man? Do you realize that?
No, I didn't necessarily bring up.
This
But
is
I
the
was
white man's
saying,
war. This is not our war.
right. It's
Yeah,
not
but I
our
asked you
war.
about your stance. I didn't ask you about the white man. Do you realize that?
That's my stance.
Well, his
Our
stance
people.
is that it's a white man's war. It have nothing to do with us, black people. And
Well, DJ Genesis, can I address you?
That's why Ethiopia is not jumping into it, because they're the ones that was enslaved. What the heck are you what are we talking about here?
Now, DJ Genesis, can I have a dialogue with you? Because with all due respect, and I'm not trying to attack him, he views himself through the white man's gaze. But you're older than him, you're more mature. Let me have the dialogue with you. Now, you can agree that the whites that enslaved our ancestors are our enemies. I'm gonna ask you, DJ Genesis, why doesn't that same exact logic apply to the Iranians that also enslaved black people?
I don't think that every white person is my enemy. I'm sorry.
I never said they were. I said the whites that enslaved our ancestors.
Okay, well, that could have been, my grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So we can agree that the
I don't
whites.
see him as my enemy now. I don't see it. I'm
The whites.
actually an offspring of him. So therefore,
So
is
just so
he
I'm
my
clear.
enemy now? He's not my enemy. I'm an
So DJ
offspring
Genesis.
of slavery. So we're
DJ
in 2026. We're
Exactly.
not in
Let's talk about today. Let's
1952
talk
when
about today.
slavery was going
DJ
on.
Genesis.
We're at, like, how many years? 200 years later.
Exactly.
Just like they have to
Now,
move 28 years later, then
DJ
28 days
Genesis.
later,
Sis, please.
we're 200
I'm
years,
trying to have.
400 years later. Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to have a sensible dialogue with you.
Right, but you don't have to interrupt me while I'm talking. You let me make my point, and then you make your point afterwards. You don't have to interrupt me.
Yes, and let's
Let
not
me
have a
make my hold on,
contentious.
stop. No, listen.
All right,
Let
go
me
ahead.
make my point, and then you make your point. You don't have to interrupt me throughout my point to cut in. All I'm saying is that I don't believe the white man is my enemy. I believe that the people in power are doing the wrong thing. Like, I don't think this is right what they're doing, because at the end of the day, I'm a person that believes in humanity. I don't think that any way. I believe that when you drop a nuclear bomb anywhere in the country, in the world, that you destroy the environment, the earth, everything, and then that it has ripple effects. And so I get, like, slavery is just a small aspect of what really can go down if you drop a nuke. Okay. So when you're talking about destroying an entire and genociding the entire thing over what? Over, I don't even know what the issue is, or why are we even doing this? Like, why is our government doing that? To bring it into slavery, which is like if we want to have a slavery war and go and battle against the people that's going to be a separate entire uprising. This thing that's happening right here has nothing to do with slavery of black people. This has everything to do with people in power trying to have more power and control more resources. And the moment we get that through our heads, then we can have a logical conversation. This is not about slavery. This is about resources. Go ahead.
Yes, and whether you say that they are our enemies or not, your own ancestors literally fought in the Civil War, killing white slave owners, meaning that your own ancestors saw them as an enemy. So I'm asking a very simple concept. These same Iranians that also enslaved black people, why doesn't the same exact logic apply to them?
America just
Hold
bombed
on, no, that
Spain.
was the DJ sentences. No, brother, please let her answer.
Why does what exact logic does not apply to them? That they're our enemy, that Iran is our enemy, that are black people over here. All right, so then that's Pan-Africanism. If we want to say that, okay, then all right, so now we're getting into Pan-Africanism. All right, so should we feel that Iranians and white people are our enemy because they all were involved in the slave trade? So the Arab countries all throughout Iran, Iraq, certain aspect all throughout Europe that was involved with the slave trade, whether they were enslaved us as Africans over here in America, or they slaved us as Africans in East Africa and West Africa. Well, that would actually have to adopt a Pan-African mindset to say that if anything happens to us across the board, we should care about it, right?
Now, doesn't that make sense?
Right. So
Exactly.
but that's not the conversation that we're having right now. What we're having a conversation of is that you have a president right now that is willing to drop a bomb or some kind of weapon that is going to destroy an entire civilization of Iranians that have nothing to do with the slave trade of like the 1900s, 1920s. They might be the offspring of it. Who knows? I don't know. But there's also 1.8 million Afro-Iranians in Iran. So who else? So it's not going to be just only white Iranians that get affected if there is a bomb dropped over in Iran. It's going to be a lot of African people that you speak of, black people that you speak of that will be awful, also will be dead. So
And it's all wrong.
we're talking about a landmass of people where people are living at, black, white, everything. So you can't just only make it about like, oh well, I don't care because like if Iran was only the enslavers living over there, okay, we could have this argument. But no, it's all types. There's even Americans that are living over in Iran. So why would we say we should drop a nuke over there? Because
Well, I
This is
actually
not
can
even
respond
the
to that.
nuke. That's
The
crazy.
Americans, I'm trying to answer the question. The Americans that are in Iran and the Afro-Iranians that see that they're subjugators, which is the non-Afro-Iranians, they see that their subjugators are under attack. My advice to the Americans and the Afro-Iranians in Iran right now, get out the paint, really. Find a safe place where you can seek refuge. Get out of that land right now because karma is coming and you don't want to get caught up with the non-black Persians. Really. They
it's
reap what they sow.
800. Listen, there's okay. You listen by 8 o'clock. So now it's 4:26. He said by 8 o'clock. Now I'm not sure he's talking about Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, but we're already down to 3 hours, 3.5 hours to this whole thing's supposed to go down, right? So
Trump
you're
is on the
telling
East
me
Coast.
800 to 1.5 million
Go somewhere safe. Yes. Go somewhere safe.
Afro-Iranians are supposed to mobilize and be able to go
It don't
somewhere
work
safe.
like
Yes.
that.
Go somewhere safe. Yeah.
It don't work
See,
like that.
you are not even living, thinking in normal. If there's no such thing as safe, if a nuclear.
Well, can I give you an example of what I mean? You remember when 9/11 took place, the Arabians, the Muslims, they didn't say, you know what, we're not going to bomb this building because there's black Americans in there. No, they still bombed that building.
No, they did.
Black Americans
America
lost
did
their
that.
lives.
You need to do
America
some
did
research. No.
Well, I know you want to get in
No,
conspiracies.
no,
I know.
it's not conspiracy. There, listen, we
It's a
don't even
fact.
know if that thing was even bombed.
All right.
because you do some research, you'll find that place it was a controlled demolition, but that's even deeper.
Well, what's going on in Iran? That's a controlled demolition too. So the
Well,
blacks need to stay out the way. The black Iranians need to stay out the way.
but you're not being realistic.
I'm telling the truth right now.
But you're telling a truth that's not realistic. This you are living unless you have some kind of portal where they can all run through all 800,000 of them, 1.5 million. I don't get what you're talking. You are talking out of.
Well, I said go somewhere safe. Really.
Go somewhere safe in a nuclear bomb situation. Where is somewhere safe?
Go somewhere safe.
You can't even go
non-black.
underground. You can't even go underground in a nuclear fallout. What are you talking
DJ Genesis, my point is.
Hold on, no. Listen.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think you understand nuclear situations. Like, what are you talking about? Go somewhere safe.
Well, I'm trying to respond to you. What I'm saying is,
well, you're not being realistic, sir. You're saying that
I'm trying to
nuclear
respond to
fallout.
What I'm saying is, no matter what guilt trip you try to run, the non-black Arabs, the non-black Iranians, they will not be spared from their karma. So my advice is to the U.S. people over there and the black Iranians: get away from them non-black Iranians because they will not be spared. Really, you can never outrun karma. That's the point.
I really don't get your point, sir. Because
I said it in the chat.
It's not like they've given enough time for people to be able to evacuate, sir.
Well, you might have heard what I said. I'll repeat it. You cannot outrun your karma. So if you want to stand next to these non-black Arabians, these non-black Iranians, you will suffer the same karma. You need to separate yourself from them immediately. Just like we got to separate ourselves from the white Americans, or we will face the same karma as them. Right? Just like the black Americans that got killed in the U.S. military. The black Americans got killed in the U.S. military.
If you're sitting in so are you saying that if you're sitting in the market and I say, listen, I'm separated from this ex-slave owner like offspring, and I just say I mentally separate myself because I can't physically, and a bomb drops, it's gonna hit them and not other people.
No, I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying. I'll tell you what I'm saying with all due respect. Just as those black Americans in the U.S. military got killed as a result of bombings that Iran did, yes, some black Iranians may get killed. Really?
Man, I don't really see. This is the same conversation that we was having before when I was trying to show about like that the whole draft and everything. People, they could say all this, they could talk all this doohickey until it hits they front. We can talk all that mess because we're over here safe. You haven't seen a place close to you get bombed and be destroyed and this, that, the other. You could easily say, well, just separate yourself. Bottom line is that what you're saying about the slavery and this, that, they have nothing to do with what's going on right now. This is not a conversation about slavery. This is a conversation about
karma real?
Life is precious, man.
No, I'm asking DJ Genesis because she practices EFI. Is karma real? Hold on, but let her answer. Let her answer. She's a host. DJ Genesis, is karma real?
Karma?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So this is Iran's karma for enslaving black people for hundreds of years. Really?
Okay,
let them receive their karma.
But it's not only the white Iranians that enslave black people that's going to be affected by this. And that's what I keep saying. And you're saying that they just need to separate from the white people. No,
yes, they need to separate.
They can't do that in a nuclear fallout, sir.
Then they will die martyrs. Is that what you're saying?
No,
because I agree. Then you're saying the black Iranians will die martyrs.
So what I'm saying is that
they will go to heaven.
Let me say this because it needs to be said.
Yeah, I'm listening, brother.
It's easy to, because people have died. Okay, this is real.
Very serious.
It's easy to say, like, let this happen to these people, let that happen to people, because it is not happening to you, and you're in a place of comfort. But once you see something like a light strike from a nuke hit, and then all of a sudden the nuke pushes towards you to zap you and turn you into like dust. This thing is real, and people don't realize it. Okay,
but brother,
so we can't.
No. Here's the thing. Hold on.
Go ahead, DJ Genesis.
Here's the thing, because I think that we in America, even though we are enslaved people, we still like have an enslaved mindset because to me, I'm like, bro, you want to equate slavery and all this stuff to nuclear fallout.
Is that karma? Yes.
No, it's not
Tenfold.
karma.
So is
It's
it
Karma
a
like,
is
line
bro,
of
tenfold.
like,
karma,
what are
a
you
You know
type
the
of
talking
karma?
rules. Karma is tenfold. You know the rules. You know the rules, DJ Genesis.
about?
Come on. Talk to your Baba loud. Karma is tenfold. You know the rules. So they
Okay,
have
what
to
about the
experience
8 billion
this.
people on the planet? Is it all of our karma too?
We've done a lot of
So
negative
stop
things.
it. So okay, all right. So we bombed in, then somebody bombed us, and then they bombed in, and the whole world. So
We
all this.
already getting
We
bombed with
don't,
fentanyl right now.
dude.
That's our
You
karma.
don't.
We already getting bombed
Here's
with
the issue.
fentanyl right now.
Here's the issue. You don't understand
Hold
what
on, but let
youth
me say
really
this, just
does.
to show I'm not
No,
biased.
no, because you're over talking. Go ahead.
He cut me off actually.
No, go
No,
ahead.
a
Finish what
nuke
you were saying.
You're
is
not even fair,
no
but let him go.
a
Of course
nuke
I'm
is
not
no
because
joke,
you're.
sir, and everybody's gonna suffer the consequences. We're talking about sea life, land life, air quality. Human beings, animals don't matter, plant life. I'm telling you, you don't want this. It's
Brother,
not
let
a
me
joke.
well, none of your scare tactics will work, but I will say this, just to show that I'm not biased. The US, it's a lot of karma that we're dealing with right now. Before you cut me off, I was speaking about fentanyl, mass incarceration, uh, low what is that below replacement level birth rates. So it's a lot of karma that we're dealing with right now in the US. So no, I'm never cry when former slave owners and current slave owners face their karma. No, they have to deal with it just like we all have to deal with our karma. You can never outrun it.
Along with their offspring of the enslaved people get killed right along with them. But here's another thing
They
I
will
want to
die martyrs.
That's bull. That's baloney.
They will die
That's
martyrs.
baloney.
They will go to
That's
heaven.
you
baloney.
know what? You know what, Pamelatoism? I think that
Yep.
you're saying a lot of things with your chest right now, but I really believe that a person like you that speaks like that have all this bravado and speaking, that if you were faced in this same situation, I think that all that bravado and all that bass in your voice
Yes.
would remove itself if you were faced with just a regular bombing attack in your area. If they began to bomb DC in your neighborhood, all this bravado and well, they'll just die and I don't care and blah blah blah. It's like, bro, you should have joined the military. Why don't you just join the military then? Why are you over here on panels versus joining the military and dying for your country? Like, why are you on a panel? You should like be joining the military, join the army, and then you could really get into the whole thick of it and really like get into that type of mindset. But I can guarantee you that if you actually were faced with that in the military, your whole mindset would change because you would realize when you see people, entire children and bodies and stuff like being blown up in your face, arms and stuff flying, blood probably hitting you in the face, your whole mindset would change. And I try to show that, and I got banned off of YouTube because I was playing that video with Nick Irving. He's a sniper, and he was even crying about the thing he's experienced in war, like how his best friend, you know what I'm saying, they're in it together, and honey, they're trying to like go, and all of a sudden like he's trying to tell him to do something, his body go limp, he think that it's just some mud on him, and it's his friend's blood, and he's crying the whole time, he's traumatized. And he's a sniper. His job is to do exactly what he was doing. And he was trained at the highest level to do that. I mean, Army Ranger training. So, as much as you can say that this person that is an Army Ranger can see that type of bloodshed and still be shell shocked by it to the point where he's crying and like shaking by it, you can't tell me that you, a regular person living in the United States, if you were to see that type of bloodshed in your face, that you would not be shell shocked by it and not actually realize that what you're really saying here and human life, whatever type of life, that you would just have this like cold hearted crassness. That's a sociopath and a psychopath.
And let me respond to you. Even if I was shell shocked, me being shell shocked would not stop them from receiving their karma. Really, that's my point. No one can outrun that karma. This is Iran's karma, really.
Fine, that's karma, but it doesn't mean that everybody else should suffer. 8 billion people on this earth, because that's what a nuke does.
Thank you. You
It's
know,
not a
their
joke.
karma becomes our karma when that cloud goes across. That's almost like when a volcano bursts open and destroy entire civilization. Well, that's their karma, for whatever you would say that's what they deserve. Like, no, like,
If
listen,
that happens,
civilizations come and go, but it doesn't make it any less a traumatic and a horrifying experience to think of that people entire civilizations could die because of what? Like, if you think about this, like, okay, if a volcano burst open and it kills people at Pompeii, okay, that's a natural event. But but you can't prevent a volcano from erupting. But you can prevent hitting a button that's gonna shoot a nuclear bomb over somewhere to destroy an entire civilization for what? Over what? Over nothing. And that's what I'm saying. So
it's over them enslaving blacks.
no, it's not
This is
over
their
that.
karma.
That is not what that's over, sir.
It is.
That's not. If you
The
want
Most
to have
High told me it was.
well, honey, I don't know who
The ancestors told me this is retribution.
what Most High is
The
doing.
ancestors,
Okay.
respectfully.
Bruh.
The lesson from
I spoke to the
Hiroshima and
ancestors. They told me
Nagasaki.
that this is necessary.
Listen.
Yes.
How many years, Army vet, did it take Japan to recover from that bomb? Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
That was their karma. They also enslaved blacks.
What?
Yeah. You ever heard of Yasuke?
Japanese?
You ever heard of Yasuke? He was a black slave in Japan. Yes. The Japanese enslaved
were
the
black.
blacks.
Have you ever heard of the Ainu people?
Yes. So what's your point?
They were black. Japanese
Yes.
were black before they became what they became.
So
well, hell, the
just so I'm
Egyptians.
clear-
So the Egyptians enslaved blacks too. They need.
And that's why they got.
Blacks
I'm trying to
enslaved
respond to
blacks
some of
as
this.
well. Blacks
And that's
enslaved
why.
blacks as well. So
And that's why they are colonized by the Arabians now. That's their karma. But back to Japan. The majority of the Japanese are not Ainu. Actually, the majority of Japanese are of Mongoloid descent, and that's who the majority of the people that got hit with the atom bomb were.
Now,
Respectfully, this is their karma.
In my opinion, now the Japanese, yes, they did some evil, but that was during the reign of the Emperor Hirohito, and that's
So
what
that
he
was their
did to
karma.
China.
Exactly, that was their
Because
karma.
what he did
no.
to
Listen,
China,
hold on. The emperor. See, here's the thing. People are equating what a person in power does, and then making the entire civilization of that person have to face the consequences of this one person making decisions. That's what's happening in this situation. You have a few people in power that are making decisions that are affecting the whole of civilization that are just trying to live their life, that are just trying to live, in peace. You know what I'm saying? So
The slaves were trying to live their life, but they got enslaved by Iranians. So
Pamela,
their karma.
I think that you just want to make, okay, you've made your point. Is there anything else that you would like to say? Because you're gonna just keep repeating this bullshit, and that's not what this is about.
Because once again, you're from the Ifa background, so
that has
karma is
nothing to
real.
do. Ifa has nothing.
Karma, karma is real.
Karma
right?
is real, but human.
So this
actions,
is their karma. This is their karma.
Okay, well, if it happens back, it'll be your karma too. You know what I'm saying?
We all have our own karma. Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, all right. So now that you've made that point about that's people's karma, then all right, you've made that point. You're saying it's about karma. You're not going to convince me of anything otherwise.
It's for the listeners, though. It's for the listeners.
I don't believe that it's their karma. I do believe that there's people that have nothing to do with the slave trade that are over there, that probably were enslaved that are over there, and that they're going to be the ones that actually get attacked and hurt.
Well, may I ask you a question? And this is a respectful
Ethiopians,
question.
Bantu people that live in Iran that are probably even still being enslaved, and you're just saying they'll just die as a martyr. Well, they're a shallow. That's shallow. This is like.
Can I ask you, DJ Genesis? If this is not their karma, what is their karma for enslaving black people?
only time will tell.
Hold on, let her answer, because time is telling right now. They're getting bombed. That's their karma, in my estimation. So, DJ Genesis, if this is not their karma for enslaving blacks, what is their karma? Respectfully. Did she go out?
I don't. To me, that conversation has nothing to do with the conversation.
But you practice IFA though.
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm
IFA
asking you.
actually IFA tells me not to judge. That's what IFA as a priest in IFA is. I'm not supposed to judge, so I'm not supposed to say.
So you can't even make an assessment.
I know a judgment. I cannot make a judgment that they are experiencing karma based on. That's a judgment. Like that's.
Oh,
Me
so you can't
judging
even
them.
assess.
No, judge. That's to say
Oh,
that
you can't even
No,
assess.
no. That's not an assessment. So for me to say that you are to die because people in the past enslaved people, and that's your karma. That's a judgment. It's not an assessment. No, it's a judgment.
Well, I come from the Hoodoo tradition. We made the assessment. This is Iran's karma, respectfully, for enslaving blacks.
So you're
This
speaking
is
of
their
all
karma.
hoodoo. You're speaking for all hoodoo people that practice hoodoo.
No, I'm speaking on my own behalf and the other
Okay,
Hoodoo.
all right. So listen, we
Go ahead.
okay. You have every right to your opinion. You have every right to believe that.
Yes, the ancestors told me this.
Okay, so shouts out to the ancestors that told you that that's
For
their
sure,
karma.
for sure.
You
Big up to them.
have been able to make your point. I don't necessarily agree with that. I believe that whenever you drop a nuke onto the earth, you like he says, I believe in nature, and I don't think that people should be destroying the earth like they're doing. I think that people are like whatever their karma is going to affect everybody else. So what? So then what? You know, and I get it. Oh, you'll die a martyr. Well, why would we destroy the earth? We're facing a situation like a 0-day situation here and a reset, you know. And so I don't really think that this is like something to just be shrugging our shoulder like up. So I mean, I don't want to die. You know,
Do you realize you're trying to
whole
say
life.
you're trying to protect Iranians from their karma?
No,
You cannot
I'm
do
not.
that.
Listen, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
He don't get it, DJ. He don't get it.
Listen. I don't want to. I want my children to be able to grow up. I want them to experience, you know, as a mother, right? So I get it. You know, I don't want a nuclear fallout to happen. I don't want us to hit Iran and then China to hit us, and then now we're having a whole nuclear back and forth until everybody's destroyed. I don't want that. I don't want to reset. I want my children to like survive and live. And I just know that if this were to happen and we were to destroy people over here, then what was going to happen over here? And now we're in a complete thing. And if to you, you're like, so what? Who gives a? You want total war. You want total annihilation.
When did I say that?
Everything to die. That's
You
what you
gonna lie
said.
on me?
No, that's exactly. You said it'd be everybody's karma. We die martyrs. That's what you said.
That's not what I said.
No, you said they'll die
Actually.
a martyr. So if they
I
die
said
a
they
martyr
will-
and they hit us, then what will we die of? We'll die martyrs, right? We
No,
were
what I
enslaved.
said was, with all due respect, no, I never said I want complete destruction. No, I never
That's
said
what will
that.
happen,
What
sir.
I said,
You are not looking at the whole picture, sir.
yo, I'm trying to, but you keep cutting me off, so you don't
No, you're
understand my
trying
stance.
to keep pushing your opinion.
No, what I'm saying is,
and
with all due
you
respect,
think that it's
well,
only
go ahead.
about one thing and not about everything. You
No,
are not looking at the
and
whole
I
thing.
actually, can I repeat what I said verbatim earlier? Because I already addressed
I
what you
don't
just
want to
said.
hear the verbatim. You
No,
said
it's not about
enough.
karma. It's not about karma, respectfully. What I said was, respectfully, and hopefully this will trigger your memory. What I said was the reason that Iran has not pushed the button is because they don't want us to push the button. So
They
in
don't
other
have a
words,
weapon like that.
checkmate.
They don't have a
Checkmate. So let them
Iran
get
doesn't have
cooked.
a nuke.
Let them get cooked, brother. Stop trying to save them from their
If
karma.
Iran does not have a nuclear bomb strong enough to get to America in
That's checkmate. So what are y'all
Sir, you
talking
aren't
about?
getting
so
it.
then
You
we
aren't-
do it, and then now you got everybody jumping in. Now they're
So
attacking
let them
us.
get cooked is the point. Let them get
So
cooked.
then we'll
You
get
don't
cooked. You don't
understand.
understand that if we
Dude.
do that to them, then they're gonna do it to us. What are
We
you
didn't
talking
hit them
about?
with no nukes. You noticed that, right?
What are they talking about? Are you listening to the conversation? You're just so stuck on karma.
No, my point is, can you name any other nation other than Japan
If
that got
America
nukes?
hits Iran, Russia's gonna hit America. It's gonna be. Trust me, we don't.
No, I hear
want
your
it.
theory, but I'm asking you a question in
It's
real
not
life.
a theory.
Has
It's
any
a fact.
well,
I'm
brother,
sorry,
has any
brother.
of it? Let's talk about facts.
So you're
Has
saying,
any-
hold on, stop, because you overtalk. You're saying that Russia and Iran are not allies?
when did I say that?
You don't get it, man. You don't
Okay,
understand.
so you said that. So are yes or no? Is a Russia and Iran allies? Yes or
Clearly,
no?
clearly.
Okay, so if we were to attack Iran and destroy their entire world, what do you think Russia is going to do?
And that's why it's important to allow me to complete a sentence, because I already addressed what you said respectfully. The only nation that ever been bombed in history with a nuke is Japan. Or in other words, I don't see the U.S. hitting Iran with nukes. If it happens, then you could cry on the internet like you're doing right now. But until
Okay,
that
so
happens, speculating.
here is the statement. All right. So the last time an American president threatened to annihilate people, they hit them with a nuke. So only thing we have to go on is history, right? So if you're saying that you're going to annihilate an entire nation or people, then what does that mean? What else are you going to annihilate them with? With what?
Well, that's my point.
Is there some other new
I'm
weapon
trying
that
to
they
answer your
have that they're
question.
going to do? If there's
I'm trying to
even
answer
if
your
it's not a
question.
nuke, hold on. Even if it's not a nuke, say that they like
Exactly.
just have some new laser technology that they do.
Exactly.
What do you think is going to happen when that happens?
Iran gonna keep crying?
No, they're going to be gone. You're not listening. He said that they are going to listen. Have you been listening to this entire conversation?
Exactly.
So if he said that he is going to destroy their entire civilization,
Exactly.
what does that mean?
Exactly what you just said. But I'm asking, what are you
So
afraid
how
of?
will they be crying if they're dead?
The ones in the U.S. that have not been deported, they will be crying.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
But I'm asking, what are you all crying about? Let them get cooked. They have no sympathy for the blacks that they enslaved.
Can you come up here because I just don't have the.
Yeah, help me understand why y'all crying
As
about
a
some
woman,
Iranians getting cooked.
I'm not like I'm an empathetic person. I don't believe.
I am too, but
Did they have empathy for the blacks that they enslaved? I'm asking. Did Iran have empathy for the blacks that they enslaved?
Russia is enemies with China, and they are banding together.
Russia is cool with Trump. Russia is cool with Trump. What are you talking
Not
about?
like you think.
They chummies. They buddy.
Not
I don't
like
think
you
Russia is anything we gotta worry about right now. They cool.
Man, I don't. You are
Not
under.
like
Let's
you
keep it
think.
real.
No, that is
Let's keep it real.
delusion. How much oil is Russia getting from Iran?
Listen, Russia and Trump is cool. They gonna figure it out.
If Trump bombs Iran, they're messing with Russia.
Man, why y'all scared? Goddamn, let Iran get their karma.
Listen. If Russia bombs Iran, they're fooling around with Russia's oil source.
Man, they'll
So
figure
now
it out.
that's waging war against Russia. Like, what are you talking
They
about?
said the same thing when the U.S. invaded Venezuela about China and nothing happened. So, I mean, what are you crying about?
I'm not crying about anything. I'm just
all right. So let them get cooked. Let Iran get cooked, man. Goddamn.
All right. Okay. Be quiet. Let
yeah, please.
We unlock. Okay. Shut up.
I'm just gonna say this, and I gotta go. And I gotta go. China is actually is allying with Russia, all because of Trump, and they are enemies of each other. So, what do you think? What it would happen if Iran were to get so-called cooked by America in this so-called nuke? China and Russia are going after America. There, I said it. Gotta go.
Just say you scared, bro. Goddamn.
Try to tell him. He's not.
Y'all some scared Negroes. Goddamn.
It's not about being scared.
Y'all scared Negroes.
These are nukes, sir.
Brother, you're scared. Goddamn. You sound soft, man. Have some testosterone, bro. Really, have a backbone, man. Let Iran get cooked, man. Really. You're pitiful right now. They ain't crying for you. They enslaved black people for hundreds of years. They enslaved black people for hundreds of years and raped them, brother.
You know what?
What?
No, listen.
All
We're
right, go ahead. Go ahead,
talking
sis.
about us
Goddamn.
enslaving black people and shut it up with that.
It's facts.
You've made your point about that.
Yes.
But we need to come into 2026, okay?
Exactly. Just stay calm now. 2026.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that's enough. I've heard you. You said it's their karma. You said it.
Why you triggered though? Why you rude? Why you?
Okay. Because it's my show.
Why you rude?
Because it's my show. And be quiet.
She has a daughter, man.
So that means be rude?
Yes, 100%.
Do you have a husband? Respectfully, are you married?
Listen.
Because Lindsey Graham, Mark Levin, Laura Loomer, Sean Hannity
some of the most insane psychopathic warmongers you've ever seen in your life, they are the ones who now have Trump's ear. They're the ones who basically are in control of American foreign policy. Pete Kegsbreath, the Secretary of War Crimes, the guy who never met a war he didn't love and literally got involved in politics by being a pro-Iraq war activist, the guy who said kill all Muslims, okay? These are the ones who Trump listens to. So Trump has literally been promoting listening to Mark Levin's television show on his fucking Lie Social account, okay? And this is the sort of shit that Mark is out there saying. So let's start with this. Here he calls for the U.S. to openly become a private army of Israel. Here we go.
Now, the president has made clear that after all has been done at his command, he will never allow that regime to build nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, spread terrorism, threaten the region or the world. And that can be accomplished in multiple ways by people who are a lot smarter than I. But some of the public reports have out there the suggestion, among other things, that we have a base in Israel. I don't know if they would go for that or not. I'm not even advocating. I'm just talking about possibilities. And the other, of course, is that we have a military presence. It doesn't have to be right directly next to Iran, but a military presence. So when we are aware of this sort of rebuilding effort that might take place internally, we can hit them.
My God. Okay, first of all, you disgusting prick. The U.S. had 13 military bases in the Gulf Arab countries right by Iran. Every single one of them is now burnt to a motherfucking crisp. Every single one of them is barbecue chicken, dog. Every single one of them. So we had that. It was destroyed. He also advocates, well, we should be able to just like bomb them whenever we want. So that's why we should also be in the region. Yes, what you're advocating for is the same model that Israel uses in Gaza and Lebanon. The perpetual genocide model. The cut the grass model. And then also just admitting it openly. Like, I'm not even advocating for it, but I am advocating for it. You should have a permanent base in Israel. So in other words, let's have the U.S. do all of Israel's dirty work, all of their illegal wars of aggression for us. You guys should be there, and you guys should take care of that.
So this is not about slavery. He wants to make it about slavery. You know, it's like, dude, like, you want to move the goalposts into old slavery, and then people are experiencing their karma. Well, let's actually talk about what the war is really about right now, 2026, right now in this moment. Now, if the slaves were uprising or the Ethiopians were uprising and they were attacking Iran, big difference. If Tanzania was attacking Iran, big difference. But it's Israel attacking Iran, and you got America jumping in, and now it's like people are mad because their files are getting out, and now it's like, well, you know what? If you don't do this, then we're going to do that, and blah, 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 blah. This has nothing to do with slavery, the slavery of the Africans. This has nothing to do with karma from that time frame. This is 100% a bunch of crazy sociopaths that are willing to just don't care about human life because they want to play war games.
And that's
they want to see if their new weapons that they came out with is going to work. That's what it sounds like to me.
And that's the thing about it, DJ. You know, Netanyahu wanted to extend its borders of Israel. And that's how we got in this mess in the first place. And Trump listened to him, obviously. The people who are his advisors are pathetic. Because now it's gone to a place of no return.
Thank you.
This is the sort of shit that Trump is listening to 24/7. And then, you know, these people get mad when you say you're Israel first. I don't know what the fuck else you can call this. By the way, I've long suspected that Mark Levin might be a Mossad agent. He just gives me the vibe. I'm like, how the fuck did you even get a primetime slot? The most talentless fucking hack I've ever seen in my life on a microphone. And somehow you got a fucking primetime slot on Fox News to yell at people with your nasally, weaselly voice. And like, we're pretending like people enjoy this. No, the only person that enjoys this is Donald Trump. And that's because you're tickling his fucking taint because he's doing illegal wars of aggression on Israel's behalf. So just absolutely disgusting. But he's not done because we also have this. Here, he very subtly implies, well, that maybe Trump, you should nuke Iran. Listen, here we go.
And the casualty numbers, as horrible as any casualty is, need some context. Let's look at World War II. The Battle of the Bulge 80,000 to 90,000 plus casualties, deaths and injuries and so forth. Nearly 10% of all the casualties in World War II happened at the Battle of the Bulge near the end.
What the fuck? What? I've never heard a black leader or even a black journalist like actually sit up there and just say it was only 20,000 people. What in the hell is going on here, bro?
End of the war.
World War II, talking about the casualties on our side towards the end of World War II. What was done at that point?
50,000 plus casualties, over 12,000, nearly 13,000 killed on that island, which is what convinced Truman that we would lose a million men if we didn't drop the atomic bombs that we did.
He's literally just saying it. He's just saying it. Yeah, maybe skip the ground invasion and just nuke them. Just nuke them. Just look at Iran, a country of over 90 million people. Look at Tehran, a city of about 10 million people. You've already carpet bombed schools and hospitals and fucking steel plants and petrochemical plants and pharmaceutical companies. You already did all that. Why not just like skip the middleman? Just fucking nuke them. Just nuke them. Because to him, he thinks, well, Iranians are just like primitive barbarians. I think he almost like directly calls them shit like that. They don't count. They're not human like me and you. They're brown and they're Muslim. On top of that, fucking bomb them. Just nuke them. This is the shit Trump is listening to. These are the kinds of shows he's promoting. My God, man, we're so cooked. Oh, we're so cooked.
The Battle of Normandy that you're familiar with, 120,000 plus total casualties, almost 21,000 killed. The Battle of Iwo Jima, where my grandfather fought, you had 28,000 casualties, almost 7,000 killed on this island. It wasn't even really an island. The Battle of Guadalcanal, where my great uncle fought, you had over 15,000 casualties and so forth. Now you might say, well, that's World War II. This is a war or a peace mission to stop nuclear weapons.
He just called it a peace mission. The axis of Epstein, relentlessly bombing civilian infrastructure in Iran and killing innocent people. That's a peace mission.
Mr. Mbosiki, Mr. Bosky, long before Trump was in politics, mentioned we need to take over Iran because our government destroyed it and made it a terrorist regime. Well, that doesn't mean that we need to so now we should nuke them? Like, what are we saying here? Welcome back to the panel. I know why you had to leave because I know you can't even take it. You know?
No. I don't think it. No, my wife came back, so I only got a few minutes. But needless to say, Trump's stupid. He issued a threat vis-a-vis by tweet. Did you see the tweet?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay. So
that's the whole thing this conversation is, and we're like 3 hours away from this supposed attack that he's about to do.
Well, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 2 hours, right?
So there's Eastern time. I'm specific, so that's 3 hours behind us. So Eastern time would be Michigan time, would be 3 hours ahead. So 8 o'clock would be 5 o'clock our time. So 5 o'clock, if there's no negotiation being made, he's going to start hellfire and brimstone, Revelations 10 and 12. And you know what that's going to mean. Lots of I can't even name what's going to happen with it. And on top of that, he's already killed our allies. He's already killed them morally. He said F you to our allies, which are NATO. He said F you to them. And all they asked was, so what's your plan? He didn't have no plan, no strategies, nothing. And that's the reason why they're not getting involved, and they shouldn't get involved. So this is mainly on him. But regardless,
hold on. Let me show you why. Watch this.
He doesn't know that people are calling for his mental health to be examined because the people closest to him keep information from him as a memory care patient strategy. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia, like that motherfucker.
Yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards. True. What is your response to critics who say that... I don't care about critics. What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war continues?
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're going to have more people.
First of all, he cares deeply about what critics say. He's been manually marking up news articles for 40 years. He will call media outlets since the 80s and correct them on what they got wrong in an article that was positive towards him, because he is a malignant narcissist. Now, he says he hasn't heard any of that kind of talk, but that's because the people closest to him curate the information that actually gets to him, in the same way that all of his information about the war in Iran comes from a 2 to 3 minute montage video, Call of Duty style, 360 no-scope stuff. He doesn't actually know about casualties. He doesn't actually know the full story.
It's not coming in my end.
That were just rescued.
Oh, now it is.
This is a memory care patient strategy. You choose when you give these kinds of people confrontational or difficult truths, because it might set off their agitation, and then they will become impossible to deal with. I believe we're within a 16-day window where he will either leave the land of the living, or they'll be forced to impeach, invoke the 25th, or Article 2, Section 4. This absolute fucktwat. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, so that's what's going on. I'm not sure if you got to hear it. He's basically a dementia patient, and everybody else is probably making the decisions for him. They're putting it underneath his name, and we're up, and people up here like don't even realize this guy is on the. He's not even making decisions on his own.
No, of course not. Of course not. He can't make decisions on his own. He's too stupid.
Not just stupid, but he actually is suffering from dementia. He's suffering.
So it would be the perfect time to get his ass up out of there, but that's up to the Supreme Court.
People aren't even thinking about the fact that we're still in a government shutdown.
That's
all this stuff going on. We're in a government shutdown. All of the government, everything has been shut down. Like, so then what? What's going to happen with all the all this going on during the government shutdown?
That is correct. I almost forgot about the TSA situation.
They had to put the ICE agents into the airports. And then you got stupid ass Pam Mulattoism talking about, well, that's why we need to deport all the Iranians. With what army? Because all those TSA agents are now at the airport. All those ICE agents that was so-called deporting people are now stationed at the airport, trying to fuck with people going and trying to travel. Because they don't want to like back off of getting more money to ICE. Because he wants his military group, that he wants them to be the military and the new government over everything, like the new law enforcement, unified law enforcement across the board. And the Democrats that they hate so much don't want to let that happen. They don't want to put no more money in the ICE because we need health care, we need other things. All this other stuff. Oh, the Democrats, listen.
You know what they need to do. And I hate saying this, I really do, but somebody needs to bug JD Vance, the vice president. If he doesn't do something soon, we're dead.
I think that they just, that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to run this into the ground and put him into power. Let's go.
Every bit as important as World War II. The Battle of Gettysburg, the Civil War. Over 51,000 casualties in that one battle, about 3.5 days. The Battle of Chickamauga, almost 35,000 casualties. Spotsylvania Courthouse, almost 32,000 casualties. The Wilderness, 30,000 casualties. Chancellorsville, over almost 30,000 casualties. Shiloh, 24,000. I could go on and on. Horrendous casualties. Crucially important wars.
Do you see what he's implying here, man? It's not subtle. It's not subtle. Say, look, to avoid that, we can do. There's something we can do to avoid that. Press that big red button, bitch.
Now, this is a crucially important military operation, war, call it what you want, peace mission. And we ought to be celebrating the success of our military, unifying around our military and our commander-in-chief, and urging them to complete the task so our country is safe from nuclear weapons by insane, suicidal primitives from the 7th century.
Insane, suicidal primitives from the 7th century. Now, this is his language, knowing full and damn well that the first day of the war, we bombed a little girl's elementary school and killed like 170 people.
Hello?
I'm here. Not only that, he's killing teachers and he's killing teachers, school kids, innocent civilians, bombing bridges, not civilian bridges, but he's basically tearing up everything in Iran, but Iran is doing the same thing to our naval bases and shit. So we lost lives because of that. So
because of that decision to jump into something that we ain't had nothing to do with. But then people want to make it, well, that's their karma. This is about slavery. Like, you moving the goalposts.
Wait. Another thing. What the fuck does Iran ever did to black people?
Well, they did enslave the Ethiopians and the Tanzanians and the Bantu people of East Africa.
Okay,
So
I understand all that, but
black people, so this is their karma. And then if even Afro-Iranians die because of whatever the hell Trump is fixing to do, then they'll die martyrs. Like this is what he said. This is what Pam Mulatto said. So, but the thing is that like people could say all these and make these old grand statements.
But he ain't Pan-African. So what is it? What the fuck does it mean to him?
Yeah, he said he Pan Mulatto. Like you Pan. So like, are you white? Like, is this part of his white thing that he's just trying to throw some black stuff into it to make it
so
seem
a white boy is telling you okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Like right. I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Pan mulattoism. That means pan mixed race thing going on. You know what I'm
white.
saying?
You won't claim nothing but white. That's all that means to me.
Right.
You don't claim nothing but white.
This is how he talks about Iranians. All right, but I'm still not done though. Ready? They're openly talking about using nukes, specifically a neutron bomb, against Iran on Israeli TV. I'm sure they'd prefer the U.S. did it rather than Israel. And then we have this quote: "Why aren't we using a neutron bomb in Iran? It's a type of atomic bomb that doesn't damage buildings. It kills all the people in a limited way everywhere." That was on March.
What in the hell? A neutron bomb. So now they done got two. I knew they had something more that they trying to test out. I knew it was something different. They said, "Oh no, we got a new bomb that keeps the buildings intact, but just kills all the people." But they want to test it out, so they have to find a civilization to test it out on. All this stuff is just tested. This is war games that they're playing. Just like we tested that nuke on Japan, even though we had like a little nuke site that we was blowing it up at in the desert, they needed to do it on people to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now they have a neutron bomb, guys. It's not a nuclear bomb. It's a neutron bomb that keeps all the buildings intact, but then kills all the people. How sick do you have to be? They want to keep the people, and then they want to kill all the people off, and then just keep the building, keep everything else intact. That sounds like jealousy to me. You know, they want to get control of whatever's going on over there. Just annihilate everybody that's there, and then just take over.
Hey, Genesis, how your gas prices looking like?
Man, let me tell you something. I put like $20 in my tank, and it's all water. I just showed a video where a person was at the tank and didn't even put the dang on gas thing in the tank, and it was already charging them $20. You gotta roll if you
only got 3 bars out of it.
Rewind the tape. So they already defrauding us on the gas already. They couldn't wait for the war to happen so they could defraud us on gas. I wonder how many people got like that $10 a gallon gas bill and ain't getting no real gas. You know what I'm saying? Paying
Well,
$200 to fill their tank, but the gas run out in 5 seconds because it's all water. That type of issue going on, you know? Because they can't, they'll defraud you in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
at least it ain't $8. It ain't bucks a gallon like
The
L.A.
Persian Empire did take a lot of Africans 2,300 years ago. Has nothing to do with what this war is about, or whatever the hell you want to call it's about. This is not even our fight. Like, it's just the same thing. Like, we're jumping into something we don't have nothing to do with, and then we're the ones making the threats. Why? Who has America by the balls? Okay, that's the part. That's the thing that we need to be thinking about, because if the same person, listen, we empower this group that has us by the balls. Pretty soon they're gonna be the ones calling the shots over here too. They already are, by the way, through our social media, because they bought every company. All the social media companies been bought out. You know what I'm saying? So they control the media. It's already controlled. You know, so I mean, never mind.
29th, Channel 14's Shimon Ricklin, during a panel that includes Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, a terrorist, by the way, discusses dropping a neutron bomb on Iran. Another Channel 14 correspondent, Dror Balazada, hints that unconventional weapons may already have been used. The entire vibe is very cheerful, yet also really awkward. Now, it's in Hebrew, so I'm not going to play it, but you get the point here. They say, oh, it may have already been used. What the fuck does that mean? Are they already using depleted uranium tips in Iran? Are they already using depleted uranium tips? That the fact that he said that leads me to believe that's probably the case. By the way, Israel has already hit one of Iran's nuclear power plants for civilian power 4 times. Guys, clear and present danger. This is crazy. The U.S. used depleted uranium tips in Fallujah. To this day, there are widespread birth deformities and all sorts of cancer-related health issues because you literally just like poisoned this area forever. Okay? Depleted uranium tips are fucking satanic. And the fact that he said, maybe we've already used, that leads me to believe they fucking are. But they're talking about a fucking neutron bomb, man. They're talking about a neutron bomb, bro. Do we have another one here? Quote, I think there are only 2 ways to achieve total victory in Iran. One way, which seems less realistic to me, is an invading army Normandy-style invasion or non-conventional weapons, TAL or non.
What the fuck is a neutron bomb? I need to look this up. What is a neutron bomb? What is a neutron bomb? And how does it work? So a neutron versus nuclear. So a neutron bomb is a specialized small yield. Hold on. Thermonuclear weapon, enhanced radiation weapon designed to maximize lethal neutron radiation while minimizing blast damage. Conversely, an atomic bomb is a conventional fission weapon that maximizes destruction through massive blast, thermal heat, and radioactive fallout. Primary effect: neutron bombs kill life with radiation, up to 40 to 45% of energy, whereas atomic bombs destroy buildings and kill life via blast and heat. Neutron bombs are tactical, designed to kill personnel inside armored vehicles or buildings while leaving structures intact. Neutron bombs release high energy pulse of neutrons that passes through shielding, creating less long-term radiation fallout than a conventional bomb with the same blast size. Neutron bombs are small hydrogen fusion bombs using a specific material to allow neutrons to escape, unlike fission-based atomic bomb. Wow. While neutron bombs are designed to leave buildings standing, their explosions are not clean. They still create blast and heat, just significantly less than a standard nuclear weapon. Wow. It's called an enhanced radiation weapon. So, yeah. We thought it was about a nuclear bomb, but it could be a neutron bomb. you guys. Wow. And we probably wouldn't think it was a big deal because, we wouldn't see that blast and that mushroom cloud and all that stuff because that bomb probably doesn't have the same effect. It just, wow.
On formerly of Intelligence Unit 504 calls to nuke Iran 2 nights ago on Channel 14. Another one, Likud MK and Deputy Speaker of the Knesset, Nissim Vaturi, threatens Iran with nukes. Quote, "We have more tools we haven't used yet. No one wants to test us. They have Persian rugs. We have the textile factory. The textile factory is a well-known euphemism for the Dimona nuclear plant." From an interview aired last night on her. Jesus Christ, man. They want to nuke them. They want to nuke them. And we have a fucking president who called for nuking hurricanes in the first term because he thought it would stop a hurricane dead in its track. He's always had a morbid fascination with nukes. And then now he's in a situation, he's the sole person who can declare that we're using nukes, and he's surrounded by absolute psychopaths who are like, yeah, do it. Let's do it. Why not?
You know what's so crazy is about Dimona is that when they bombed Dimona, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there's an entire Hebrew Israelite settlement right next to that nuclear power plant. And they already have attacked Dimona. Hold on 1 second. They already attacked Dimona already. And I was actually one of the first people to get called when this happened. When they actually attacked Dimona, because I was actually supposed to go to Dimona for the Passover. For Savior's, I think it was called Savior's Day, but I decided against it and then right after I made that decision, it got bombed. And so let's see. What's it called? I probably shouldn't play it, but they've already bombed Dimona. And people, it was terrifying for the people that live there, to see this happening. People's lives were devastated. Their buildings and this, that, the other. Let me see. So you could see the whole missile hitting the town. Oh, so that actually happened in Dimona, and like I said, I have friends there. I have people with family over there, and I covered like how this affected them. I mean,
Why
you have
don't
people
Americans-
like saying, stuff like, "Oh, it's just trauma. It's no big deal," but there's human beings that live in these places. Like this whole war, hold on, is just, let me see. Let me find the video. All right, so this was me when I actually, because my channel was down at the time, where I actually covered it. I actually covered what happened in Dimona. This is how serious it is, because people could easily get up here and say whatever, and you just become martyrs. But when you know that there's people, people living over there, it just is. It's a different feeling. So let's go. So this is like a sad news. I mean, I have been doing a lot of shows with the Hebrew Israelites in Dimona, and right now it's a really serious situation. And I really wanted to say a moment of prayer to those people that are in Dimona, Israel, because Iran just struck. They're right outside their city, and it like pretty much have destroyed a lot of buildings. I'm going to show you some of the damage that's happened. We're gonna see the actual bomb, and so people are right now in bomb shelters right now, hiding out. This is not a drill. This is not a joke. So if you have any family in Israel that are like living in Israel, please, if you can, check on them, because this is, it's really serious. What's happening? Hold on. Maybe. All right, so this is the wreckage of what's been happening. This is the building that's been hit over there. As you can see, like, people are being carted away in wheelchairs and stuff like that. This is like the aftermath. Let's see. So this is like one of the buildings in Dimona. Let's go.
Oh my God. I can't care at this point. Oh fuck. Oh shit. This is my shop. Come on, son. Come on, let's go. But Nisi, what we gonna do? It's gonna be full of rats. Oh shit. Nisi, what we gonna do? This place is gonna be full of rats. Let's close the door. Close the door. I don't know. Oh fuck. Oh my God. I can't care at this point.
So as you can see, like, it's really serious. There's people still in these buildings. They're trying to rescue them and do rescue of people. This is what's happening on the ground in Israel at Dimona. So let's show you. So what happened is that Israel has their regular bombs that would stop a missile, but I guess one got through. Let's see how it happened. Let's go. So you see it stopped those two, but guess what? Boom, didn't stop that one. So it gets kind of really, man, this is not a joke. This is not something to play about or laugh about. These are people. What? Let's actually hear it. So
Whoa. 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 About. Whoa.
All right, so that's how.
About. This is the first part. Wow. That is crazy. I just get. Wow. Whoa. 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 About. Whoa.
Yep. So that is what is happening in Dimona at this moment. We're getting more information as time goes on. Mighty Hebrew is on this channel right now discussing the situation. His family's over there. It's really, I mean, I my heart goes out to those that are in Dimona that have family over there. And I pray that they make it through. I wish that my channel was up so I could really cover this, and really let people know what's going on. But right now, it's pretty, my channel's down at the moment. But this is what's happening, guys. Please say a prayer to those families in Israel, because this is like the situation.
This is the first part. Wow. That is crazy. I just get. Wow.
So once again, that was one bomb that hit. But the thing is that they're still hearing bomb sirens as we speak. So it's not over. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. Mighty Hebrew's family is still hiding in bomb shelters and hearing like the alarms of the bomb, like alarms. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but please pray for his family, his wife. And also I have other family members that are over there. My friend Kelly and her grandma. Her grandma's over there. She's 96 years old. So far, there's a few facilities that have been destroyed. They're I think it's like a clothing factory. I think also one of the leaders' houses have been destroyed. So this is not just a thing where it just hit somewhere close. It actually hit somewhere close enough within that a building in that area, and it kind of like just ricocheted and hit other places, all that whole area, the whole compound. I know in May they're supposed to be having a Savior's Day. I think that the gym, its ceiling has been blown off. There's a lot of damage to Demona right now. So I just want to let people know that they should like just pray for the people inhabitants of Demona. Very peaceful village. You know, Stevie Wonder has been there, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. This is a place, it's called the Village of Peace. They're a very peaceful place. So for them to attack whoever it was that attacked that village, I don't understand why they would do that. So I want to like just I just want to like give a quick update on what's going on. I think it's kind of messed up what they did. These are peaceful people that have nothing to do with this conflict, and to do this is just terrible. So for those that are not aware of what we're talking about, the Village of Peace in Demona, which is where the African Americans from the 60s left America with Ben Ami to move to Israel, has been attacked by either Iran or somebody. Somehow it got attacked, missiles hit it, and now it's a lot of damage. People are right now hiding out in the bomb shelters, and looks like they're still hearing the sirens. So it could be a thing where they're waiting all night, and hopefully they won't know when, if another hit is coming, like another like attack is coming or whatever. So this is really not a joke. Anyone that thinks it's a joke, this is serious, and I just want people to realize how serious this situation is. People have families over there in Israel. I have friends that have family. I have friends that I consider family that have like their wives there. So we need to really address this with some like level of decorum. This is not a joke. So if you can, please reach out to me if you want to hear what I wanted to just show what happened a few days ago. Now, with this whole thing with whatever Trump decides to do, which he is going to do, and we're in an hour and a half where this thing might go down. And I really pray for those people in Iran, the black people in Iran, all the people in Iran that might suffer due to this. I pray for them, and I hope that you guys pray for them too. All the people, not just the black, I'm sorry, but all the people of Iran, that have family. I could only imagine how I felt when I heard that they had bombed Demona, and I know people that have families over there. We need to have more care and love in our hearts, So let's continue with the show. Let's go.
Again, I still don't know how I can sound the alarm any stronger, but I don't know if people are getting it. I don't know if they're getting it. He's got to be impeached. He's got to be removed. He's got to be arrested. This is completely and utterly untenable. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that.
Please support Secular Talk. That's his channel. He gives really good information and stuff like that. So if you guys get a chance, I mean, this has been a show I didn't want to have to do this show. I don't want to do a show that's talking about nuclear fallout or neutron bomb fallout or whatever the heck it is. whatever they decide to use over there. But clearly, Iran must be winning for us to have to resort to such heavy measures. They must be winning. They must have a tactical way of doing stuff that we was not prepared for when we began to attack them. And now we have no choice but to do some wild-ish. Know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take a break from this. And listen, keep your make sure that you subscribe here, because I'm talking to some priests in the E5 that are going to do some divination about this situation. And if they are able to discern something that we might not know of, they're going to come back. If I don't come back tonight, well, I probably will come back, but it will probably be with Mel Watching the World. But I might come back sooner to reveal some of the information that comes out in this divination that gets done. But I thank you guys for sticking with me. Those that did, thank you so much. It's been three and a half hours. Much love. Peace.
Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power